what I'm trying to do here.
What are we trying to do?
So here's the lawsuit.
Pammy Pam in that house. She's going to break down the Brian Mcnutt lawsuit that he thought he won, but he didn't. This is a different one, though. He's suing somebody else. Yep. These dudes love to be getting they sue on. Here we go.
Can y'all see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? You said it appears Brian is mad at everyone but himself. Listen, he said it's all a lie. That's not his recollection of what happened. He doesn't recall a lot of this stuff that is being alleged. That's what he said. So,
He doesn't recall a lot of the stuff that he alleged. The problem is that he needed to say something like, that didn't happen. So he's already lost. So basically, if you were just tuning in now, we're talking about Brian Mcnutt. We're getting the Derrick Jaxn effect in effect. You're going to be seeing a lot of similarities between the types of men that I will be going through tonight. These are some weird dudes, but we're going to break them down for you so they don't seem that weird to you. Okay. On In the Mix, Pam Esquire, make sure you go over to her channel, hit that damn like button, get yourself educated with her excellent commentary on legal matters. Pam gets down. Got to check her out. Anyway, without further ado, we're going over Brian Mcnutt's second lawsuit. Maybe this time he sent it to the correct location, but who knows? Here we go.
so let's get into it. I'm gonna read as much as I can. So this is against Foxy WFXCK 107.1-/104.3 radio station, Urban One Inc. in Karen Clark. Now the first
So what they're referring to right now is a small online YouTube or radio station. Shout out to Henry Mars in the house. Let's keep it going. Here we go.
one had just the radio stations. Then they amended it. As you see, this is an amended complaint, and they added Karen Clark. But when they talk about the parties, so they say like the parties are Brian Mcnutt, of course, he's a nationally and internationally recognized singer, songwriter, producer, and performer with a professional career spanning more than 3 decades. Then we got Foxy WFXCK Radio is a radio station operating in Wake County, North Carolina. Urban One is a Maryland corporation. Foxy 107.1 was owned and operated, managed, supervised, and are controlled by Urban One.
Okay.
Defendant Karen Clark is an individual believed to be a resident of the state of North Carolina, but she's a host over there at Foxy.
Okay.
You guys keeping up?
Yeah, we're keeping up.
Karen Clark, they said, was a prominent on-air personality and designated broadcast representative of defendant Foxy.
Gotcha.
His role included conducting interviews, framing discussions, and presenting content to listeners on behalf of the station. Ms. Clark acted with the actual and apparent authority of defendant Foxy and Urban One Inc., and her statements and conduct during the broadcast were reasonably understood by listeners as reflecting the station's endorsement and credibility.
Okay, I get it.
Y'all keep up.
Yeah, I'm there.
Hit that like button for me, all right?
Like button hit.
Gotta let people know we're back. Now, defendant Karen Clark personally participated in the creation, endorsement, framing, and republication of defamatory statements concerning plaintiff. Karen has endorsed, framed, and republished and created defamatory statements, including by making affirmative statements, asking leading questions, and validating accusations, and exercising editorial discretion during a scheduled broadcast.
Okay.
So basically, when she got the information, she was like asking questions like cross-examination. So you say he wasn't that great of a person? So she's saying leading questions. That's just an
Shout out to Red Pill Atheist. Women love Derrick Jaxn. Well, look at where they used to anyway. Deontay's in the house. Deontay's good seeing you. Hope everything's going cool. Deontay's in the house. Let's keep it going. Here we go.
example. I don't know what exactly was said. We'll get into that, what was allegedly said, because these are all allegations. Karen Clark acted within the course and scope of her employment and also acted individually and personally in publishing and endorsing defamatory statements, rendering her jointly and severally liable under North Carolina law. At all relevant times, the acts and omissions of Foxy 107.1, its hosts, employees, and agents were undertaken within the course and scope of their employment and agency with Urban One. At all relevant times, Ricky Smiley. See, I didn't even see him on the pleading, but they got him under, what do that say? Parties. But I don't see his name up here.
Okay.
I don't know if that was a mistake. I don't know. But anyway.
Well, yeah, well, we know how these Brian McKnight lawsuits go. Anything's possible. Here we go.
At all times relevant, Ricky Smiley was a nationally syndicated radio host, media personality, and on-air talent affiliated with defendant Urban One Inc., and served as the host and public face of the Ricky Smiley Morning Show, a program produced, edited, distributed, and controlled by Urban One. At all relevant times, Mr. Smiley acted with the actual and apparent authority of Urban One Inc., including authority to present, comment upon, frame, republish, select, and edit content to a national audience through Urban One own radio stations, podcasts, and digital platforms. So, you have the jurisdictions. Let's get into the facts.
Okay, here we go.
I'm still frozen.
Yeah.
Can you hear me though?
Yeah, we gotta help out. Look, we gotta help out Pam. We gotta make sure we can get her some better internet. So let's help her out. Go over there, just like her channel. That you know what I mean. Just click and like. Subscribe a little bit. Get some. There's very few channels on YouTube that actually have benefit to the public. This happens to be one of them. Here we go.
Good to see you. And congratulations on the grandbaby. I hope you can hear me. Let me know if y'all can hear me, if I'm still frozen.
You good?
Am I still frozen?
You good?
Thank you, Jazzy Sunflower. I think sometimes when I go out so that I can read it, because this is really, really small, it might freeze up. Okay, thank you. Thank y'all. I'm so sorry. I don't know what's been going on lately. We had like a crazy windstorm where like the malls, the signs were flying off the walls. Like we didn't have any. We had the weather.
Let me fast forward just a little bit.
We woke up to a bunch of wind, of which signs and 50 degrees in Michigan. We might throw some shorts on. Okay, let me get back to the issue at hand.
Okay, here we go.
Statement of facts. So this is what the allegations, and again, these are just allegations until proven otherwise. For decades, plaintiff Brian McKnight has maintained an outstanding professional reputation.
Outstanding. I mean, Brian McKnight back in the day, in the 80s and 90s, late 80s, 90s, man, I never thought he would be this red pill.
In the music and entertainment industry and among the general public, plaintiff's career includes 17 studio albums, numerous hit singles, multiple award nominations, sold out concert performances,
Mhm.
and long standing relationships with venues, promoters, sponsors, and fans. Plaintiff's reputation and livelihood depend heavily upon public trust, credibility, and professional goodwill.
I agree. We're doing good. Miss Alto in the house.
On or about January
Okay.
23rd, 2025, defending Foxy and all the rest of those numbers for the station broadcast a recorded interview conducted by on-air host Karen Clark
Okay. About a year ago.
with Julie Mcnutt from its Raleigh, North Carolina studio. Prior to and during the January 23rd broadcast, Ms. Mcnutt had publicly advanced a narrative through her book Mama Bear, beautifully blended in multiple media interviews that accused plaintiff of abuse, neglect, dishonesty, and intentional interference with careers.
Now the problem is that I think Brian McKnight did more damage than anybody ever could to their own career. And the fact that his grown kids don't, I mean, have not expressed a positive vibe about him, including his daughter, who was born outside the marriage or whatever they want to call it. It makes it quite interesting that not only was Julie McKnight, true, but pretty accurate. I mean, she's got her whole family for witnesses. So this is going to be kind of hard for Brian.
Those same allegations were reintroduced, endorsed, and amplified during the Foxy 107.1 broadcast. The interview was aired over terrestrial radio and simultaneously published to defendant's official YouTube channel. As of January 21st, 2026, the interview remains publicly accessible without restriction. As of that date, Foxy 107.1's YouTube channel had approximately 865 subscribers. They're not even monetized.
So basically, he's suing, multimillionaire. I guess he is. I don't know. How much is Brian McKnight worth? Hold on one second. Let me look this up. Okay. Wow. His net worth is not disclosed. Wait. Okay. Wait. Okay, he purchased a home for $3 million in 2023. So I mean, I guess we could count the home as an asset, but I mean, it's not liquid. That's where he lives. So, well, let's see what's going on.
Where's Nyla? Nyla, we need you to go over there and help them to get more subscribers. Nyla is the queen of getting you monetized. She needs to do a whole webinar on how to get monetized in 24 hours. The radio station needs you, Nyla. They have 865 subscribers. They need your support, sis.
Okay.
And it was viewed 3,600 times, resulting in ongoing dissemination of the defamatory statements. During the broadcast, Ms. Mcnutt made numerous false and defamatory statements of fact concerning plaintiff, including assertions that plaintiff was emotionally abusive, mentally abusive, and a neglectful father.
Now, we've already seen all three of those things online. We weren't even in the house. So think about it. He named 3 items that we have all could be arguably said that he expressed. So the problem he's going to have is this. He's already got one shoddy lawsuit in the mix right now. And now he's got another one, ignoring the fact, but certain mental people do this. He's ignoring the fact that those items that he stated were not true are easily seen as being true.
Quote, which I've had to do with them since we were asked to leave our house at 2 and 3 years old and 4. And from that moment, I tried to start building their skin layering on protection, on safety for them, making their spaces safe. Okay.
Whatever that was, that didn't help him a
Additionally,
bit.
Ms. Mcnutt insinuated that plaintiff had been dishonest regarding family matters and harmful to the emotional well-being of their children. Quote,
Wait a minute. Again, harmful to the emotional well-being of his children. Now, he already got sued by his daughter. Okay. One of his sons was extremely distraught and upset, which is his emotional well-being, by the way, about how he, Brian Mcnutt, treated his brother. Bruh, you're toast. Brian, you might want to light this up. Why Brian Mcnutt do this? You have to sit down and look in the mirror for a while. When you do, tell the person in the mirror you screwed up. Here we go.
Story that came, and I do talk about it in the book, that came where he made the comments. Oh, this one. He made the comments that I, apparently trapped him and told him that I was going to have an abortion, and that he found out, way later that I didn't. And so my older son is having to hear this, so that he's 35 now. He was 32 at the time. Still now, I'm having to call my children to put little
Now,
wires.
the thing is this. Remember when Brian Mcnutt got on that interview with Antron Daniels? And he literally admitted in that interview he did not want to have the kid, her first son. She's just confirming what he already told us. See, that's the weird thing about men who show a kind of a sociopathic vibe, is they often forget what they said before. I mean, everybody forgets something. You forget something, but the thing is that this was something he said recently. And he forgot all about it. He forgot he told Antron himself he did not want to have his firstborn son. In fact, made it clear on Antron's interview that he thought Julie, was going to get an AB. And he felt relieved about it. Not only did he tell her to do it, but he felt relieved about it. Talk about no empathy. I can understand you feeling painful because you had to make that decision for one reason or the other, but he actually slept good at night and was upset to find out later she didn't get the abortion, and that he was mad. Remember that? He was mad because now he felt like he was, committed to in a relationship, which is a perfect learning tool for all you men out there. Strap it up. You don't have to be, strap it up. You don't have to be, this dude. It's that simple. You can only blame yourself if you get results you don't want. And this ties in to the remaining part of our show today, because It shows you that when you don't own your responsibilities, your mistakes, things you did, chickens come home to roost. And they roosting hard. They are roosting hard. I'm going to leave it right there. You can see the rest and hear the rest of this video on Pam's channel. Pam Esquire, she's very easy to find. Pam Esquire, the law intellect. Check it out. Let's jump right into our next delusional male. Here we go. Derrick Jaxn, you're on.
Self-proclaimed relationship guru Derrick Jaxn reacted to his own cheating confession video in third person. For real. Whatever it may be. So,
if you type in third person being a personality disorder, it can be. And you're going to find out. The key reason why I brought up the Derrick Jaxn effect tonight is the irony and the misogyny meet together. And I'm telling you why. Derrick Jaxn was in the exact situation that 90% of the manosphere would want to be in. If they knew that what he did would get him so many women, I think he said around 100. He cheated on his wife 100 times with 100 different women or something like that. Not 100 times, probably more than like 500 times. With 100 different women, they would sign up for it. He is absolutely showing sociopathic behavior just like Brian did. You're going to be seeing this type of pattern as we go through all of these dudes all night, because it's important for you to know the result you'll get if you try to interact with these dudes. Here we go.
when I looked in the comments of this video, I don't know if old boy was trolling or not, but he said, D, I think I want to see a reaction to this video. So let's do it. And by the way, I'm going to speak in third person. A lot of you already seen this, but this is Derrick Jaxn. A lot of people think of him as a relationship expert and guru and all of that. Well, he and his wife are making this video because apparently at some point in their marriage, or maybe even beforehand in the relationship, he didn't take his own advice and he stepped out and he got involved with other women, as you heard them say. Now, upon first...
He says he didn't take his own advice. He didn't take... That's not exactly accurate. He didn't take the advice he was telling women. He took his own advice, which was to be a hoe. You know, and it's funny because this is 4 years old, this video, by the way. So what happened after this is he literally married somebody else after he further insulted his wife.
Impression, nothing really stuck out to me about him, but more so about the wife. Like, I heard her say that she stands with her husband. She's proud to love him. I heard her say that, you know, this is some time ago. They've already processed this, overcame this, dealt with this a long time ago, and nothing's really new to her. But just by her body language, I was really wondering, like, did he force her to do this video? Like, she looks super uncomfortable, like she doesn't want to be there. But then I watched their live chat that they did right afterwards, and, you know, I kind of caught that this is just a part of her personality. So that kind of explains somewhat of her demeanor, you know.
Either that or maybe she was being manipulated. I don't know. I just like to throw that in for a minute.
Clearly has a mind of her own, if you saw the live chat too, and she said that the live chat even was her idea. So with that, cool. She wants to stand by her husband. She feels like he's worth it. She has that.
No, well, obviously you weren't, because you're not. I mean, what husband is worth going through the pain of being cheated on? A lot. Not just once or twice. I mean, Sharon Moore did that, and shit, you see where he's at. We're talking about a dude who just like cheated like it was breathing.
Now, as far as what he said, I understand and I completely applaud him taking accountability, because too many
This
times
is so funny that he is doing this third person just so he can give himself his own big ups.
we see dudes and they got this sob story about how they was raised, and they broken home and the goldfish died and they never seen a marriage and all. He didn't do that. He just took accountability, regardless whether you like.
So basically, whatever accountability he took, he just erased it by doing this third person crap.
Love him or hate him, I think this is a great example as to why we don't need to be putting anybody on the pedestal. Nobody. And I think a lot of women did that. And I'm not even going to say it's the women's fault by themselves, because
now he's starting to blame the women. You see how this is going? So my point is this. If you notice, he sounds red pill. He's always been red pill. He's probably been the best red pill influencer ever, because he showed men that he is so skillful at deceit that he could cheat on his wife 100 times.
Dude, he never really showed his struggle. We understand, we're all humans and we all make mistakes, but he never showed those mistakes, not for real. I think he wrote about it or something like that, but he never showed that side. So it's not really all on the women. But I've seen a lot of women put this dude on the pedestal to the point of idealizing him and even comparing their man to him. So
do you notice how he is basically blaming women now? This probably right here, this shit right here that Derrick Jaxn just said, probably just like what Brian was saying. Brian dug his own grave. Derrick dug his grave deeper.
This is like cheatception. He's basically admitting to the cheating in the video and then explaining himself by himself, talking about himself as if he's not himself. He's separated himself from the action.
Yep.
He's bigging himself up.
Yes.
He gave his own self proud. I love the way that guy took accountability. Most guys wouldn't take accountability, but not Derrick Jaxn. Derrick Jaxn, if he's nothing else, he's accountable. And honestly, I know you're thinking,
I am a clown. I am a clown.
but I am dead serious when I say this. This is genius. This is genius.
Yeah.
He gets to say whatever everybody else is thinking, defend that, and act like it's not him and his own wife in the video. I mean, what else could he do? The credibility is gone. The jig is up, as they say. But he went right back into that car and said, the jig is what? Up. I'll show you. I'm going to big that guy up. And if you think he's not selling products still, you're wrong.
I know some people will see this type of video, even though he's come forward and he's been completely honest. Some people are just going to close the book on D. Some people are going to close the book on this dude and say, you know what? I'm done with you. Cancel culture, come here. I'm more so on the side of his wife and just basically letting this be a new chapter of how I see him, because I do believe that his content over the years has helped a tremendous amount of people. He tells the truth. He speaks facts. And quite honestly, I'm gonna be real with y'all, I've needed several new chapters in my own life, Lord knows. And I'm not ashamed to say it, but I'm no guru.
You are seeing a world-class manipulator. Look at him work. I mean, this is how he did it, y'all. This is how he did it. And unfortunately, there are a lot of Derrick Jaxns out there. Antron Daniel happens to be another one. He's just not nearly as good as Derrick. Derrick is the best at what all red pill men want to do. He knows the other men, they gave up on trying to manipulate women because women were onto them. Derrick, he was so good at manipulating women. He could get what he wants, red pill style, in real life.
Those are just my thoughts. Y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. And by the way, he has a book detailing how he and his wife overcame all of this in their private lives a long time ago, matter of fact.
This aged poorly because he's not with his wife, I don't think.
called heal together without hurting each other. So if you're in a situation like this, you want to let God in to totally restore it better than new, click the link down in the bio or up in the bio in the caption. I got a 50% off.
Great. So now he's literally telling women to accept cheating men. Profusely cheating men, by the way.
Guys who are watching this video right now.
Man, listen.
I mean, profusely cheating men. Kev broke it down perfectly. Let's break it in. Let's get in deeper.
Derrick Jaxn is back in the news. He took to social media to talk about his marriage and what led him to infidelity and the feeling of rejection he received from his wife that led him into stepping out in his marriage. Now, do you think that Derrick is trying to clean up his image, or is he still canceled? Take a listen to what he said and let me know what you think in the comments. And please don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more updates.
How I would express my affection oftentimes was aggressive. Like, I want to pick her up. I don't just kiss her. I pin her up against the wall, put my hand around. I'm not trying to.
So notice right now he's trying to lead you to believe he's going to take ownership and responsibility for his own mistakes. Watch this magic. It's about to happen now.
There's context here. So it was to go out and at least have friendships with other girls. Just the conversation felt like receptiveness, like acceptance again. I'm especially in my prideful state. I'm thinking, man, she got me effed up. So I'm over here doing the right thing, and she over here acting like I ain't nothing.
There you go. There you go. Oh, Henry says, don't forget Cam. Oh, I got Cam in the jam. I got Cam on the jam. For sure. Cam, oh, man. Yeah, you know we got to do Cam Newton tonight. Here we go.
So now there's a party tonight, or there's a girl on campus, and then she got her own dorm room. And that's whenever I started messing around.
I think Jay has mismanaged his.
So basically, that's pretty much it. Really basically right there, what you're seeing is with Derrick Jaxn. Let me go back real quick.
Derrick Jaxn is back in the news. He took the social.
So what you're seeing with Derrick Jaxn right here is an absolute disgusting master monster of manipulation. These types of men, which includes Cam and Antron and Brian, have no empathy. That's their strength. That is their strength, is they have no empathy. None. They have no empathy. They don't. That's how they operate. That's how they don't feel guilt. They really don't. Not the way that a normal person does. They feel guilty if they get caught. They feel guilty for getting caught, not for hurting anybody. Let's keep it going. Here we go.
Started messing around.
I think Jay has mismanaged his finances. There are clues and hints that he has, which is why.
This is SWB. Here we go. Break it down, SWB. Here we go.
Beyonce is out here working as hard as she does. He pimps her out.
Come on now.
I think.
And that's another item I need to bring up. Is that's one of the major problems and reasons why red pill black men will never get along with black women. Is red pill black men are so much into the pimp game that they literally watch videos on pimps. So when you think about it, they're taught to be pimps, not married husbands, not good men. They're trained to be pimps. And spiritual whistleblower truly believes we got another pimp right here.
I think he does.
Why you gotta use the word pimping though?
Because that's what.
Why you can't just say that his wife is out
It's
there?
the best way to describe men that could try to manipulate and control women. Men are reveled for being pimps in our community, unfortunately. I mean, that a lot of these men, oh, they're down with that Epstein shit. If it was legal, they'd be doing it.
There that she wants to work because she's an entertainer.
I don't think she wants to work. I think she's tired.
Mm.
What I've come to learn is that women, we will marry a man like our daddy. Her daddy was in her life the whole time, but what type of man was her daddy? Her mama put this in her book. Tina Knowles has a book,
Right.
and she talks about how her husband cheated the whole time with someone that's not even light skinned. He had a different type. Tina was there for the image and presentation to make him look good, but his type was the total opposite of her. And he had a baby outside of their marriage. Wow. So if Beyonce grew up seeing this, what type of do you think she married?
Right.
She married a like her daddy. So what do you think Jay is doing? They're very private. But I can almost guarantee he's doing to her what her daddy did to her mama. Because
Exactly. Learned behavior, as they call it. And I will give Jay that much. At least he tries his best to keep it under wraps. Unlike this next man we're about to go through. Here we go.
Because they set the standard.
Warning, this video.
Let me fast forward a little bit. Let's go to our next kind gentleman. It's very important you listen to this part right here first. And then, hold on one second. I got to dig up something real quick. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to hit the like. Where do I was looking for? This right here. Where did that? Perfect, right there. Okay, good. I want to make sure I get this in the mix. Okay.
Want to know what's really wrong with the black community is that the woman is out of her purpose and she's not a helpmeet no more. Yep. She's the enemy. She's more of an enemy than a white man ever has. She's more.
Let me pause it right there for a minute. This is brought to you by Your Triggered. We have one of the most trashiest sets of males ever on YouTube. And for why you guys listen to these men for advice is beyond me. Entertainment, they're basically, you know, what this is modern entertainment right here, is watching literally trash bags call black women all sorts of names. And I can call these men trash bags because anybody who insults a woman the way that they do deserves to be called trash bags. They use women because, see, they don't have any kind of quality. They don't. So they go, the only way they get women is the same way that the only way that Kevin Samuels became famous. Kevin Samuels, nobody gave a shit about him when he was talking to just to men about, you know, man stuff. He wasn't shit. But when he started insulting women, he blew up, didn't he? The sad part is he blew up so much, he exposed our culture. If so many men made him the most popular, I would say probably the most popular black man on YouTube in the black community, then these motherfuckers must be out there all over the place. berating women and shit. Yeah. And Anton's just like, listen to Anton though. I got something to show you right here. So, and here's Lucky. I'm sorry, Lucky. If you with that crew, you unlucky right now. But we'll talk about that later. I have a good reason for saying that. Anyway, let's listen to what. And Mr. Let Himself Go right here, Mr. Bitter. I call him Mr. Bitters, or Let Himself Go, because he is so bitter and angry at his mom for raising him when his father literally ghosted him. And I can say it because he said it. He said it on his show. Wow, I haven't seen my father. Remember that video he made? I haven't seen my father for 35 years or something crazy like that. He went on to diss his own mother because she stuck with him. Bro, that's why I can't respect you, bro. And I'll tell you why. The way I could understand you maybe wanting to see a part of goodness in your father. But the fact that you dragged your mother like that by buying into it, your father said, oh yeah, my father said that she didn't do, you know damn well that's not what happened. He probably did something like beat the brakes off of her or something like that, or just took off. If he really wanted to be around you, he's a dude. He could have found you. He knew you were born. The way that you, Mr. Let Go, the way you leaned into your mom like she wasn't shit. I cannot respect you, bro. You know what she went through? She could have dumped you herself. You could have been super orphaned. She stuck it out with you. And in return, just like so many red pill men do, you spit right back in the face that feeds you. That's why your crew is so disgusting, man. And it's like all of you dudes, even Econ, I'm not going to say he's disgusting. I hardly know the dude. We talked a couple times. Y'all are high-tempered, short-tempered. Shit, I was having fun with Econ the other day. Shit, he got all pissed and shit. I was like, and I mean, the funny part is that kind of demeanor and that kind of lack of control, it concerns me. What concerns me is that the way y'all treat women. And you think that's all right? Raising your voice up and shit. Well, let's see what Anton has to say. Here we go.
Enemy than anybody in history has ever been to the Black community, because she's the very person that comes in with deceit and looks to use you and then disperse of you when she's done.
Let me pause. He said, so use you like you use your wife, bro? Like you use your wife. You said, and I heard, and Henry, you know, I be keeping these receipts in my head, that you're in a position to do what you want to do. So yeah, you use women. Lucky he used you. All those niggas used you. I think you thought, Lucky, that they were going to give you, subscribers and big you up. You were the draw. You gave them credibility. Because look at them, Lucky, look at them. They ugly. They're angry. They got bad attitudes. But see, you being the kind, beautiful woman, and they see that all the other men and women see that you're receptive to them, that makes these men, you are giving them value, not the other way around. They ain't doing shit for you. Their channels blew up, not yours. You have the looks, you have the conversation, you have the vibe, you have the hard work. I've seen your artwork you put together, all that hard work, and all them niggas are doing are just siphoning off of you. And sooner or later, you're just gonna have to go your own way. I'm serious. They are siphoning off of you, not the other way around. You brought them up. You brought them up. And now Antron, he's trying to get himself a little bit of, Lucky 2.0, which we're going to get into after we go here, listen to his damn rant. Let's listen to his damn rant. Here we go.
Done with you. And then she'll move on when it's all said and done, and then say, well, what about the kids? Fuck them kids and fuck that woman too.
You know what's funny to me? His wife stuck it out, and he dogs out his wife. What a piece of work. Anyway, let's listen to this part. Lakeisha brought up this video right here, and I think it's a work of art. Please like her channel too.
Y'all come on in here. We still on Anton's ass. Listen, it's real bad.
It's Antron, not Anton, because that nigga fake. Antron, if you don't know, is a fake fabric that replaces like wool. So it's like it imitates being quality, but it's not.
When you use your own child for the unthinkable. Y'all, we got to get into how I have figured out that Anton used his own daughter, honey. We got to get into it.
Yeah. I can't go back into it a long time. If you want to see her commentary, check it out. But let me break it down and get right to it real quick. He freaking doxed his own daughter. Don't believe me? Check this out. Check this the hell out. First, after you heard him rant about throwing women out with the bathwater, I believe him now. Listen to his little speech right here.
Anton just say he thought children were off limits. I thought that children were off limits too. But let's just carry on because all Anton does is lie.
I guess not. So my number one concern, and I'm going to say this, and again, this is for all of the civil, awesome Black people out there and people.
Oh, now he doesn't want to throw anybody out with the bathwater. These are what manipulators do. They have no boundaries. And what I mean is they can be one way in 1 minute and be another way in another minute if it benefits them.
United States of America that want to ensure that their children are protected. My number one goal is to always try to figure out how I can protect my underage child.
So, but didn't he want to throw women and children out with the bathwater? Shout out to I Said What I Said and Tevin in the house. I mean, y'all, look, if y'all want to get a piece of this, just let me know. Just say, drop the link. But let's just listen to what this dude has to say right now. Here we go.
How he keep emphasizing his underage child when he done cussed out underage kids, told kids, mothers that they gonna be street walking hoes.
Yep.
The sons is gonna be in prison. Okay, Anton.
My underage child. That's all I care about.
He does not care about his underage child.
I could have never imagined in 1,000 years the psychological damage. And
Ooh.
The psychological damage, y'all. Pay attention. The impact, the cries. So he's describing that his daughter needs some kind of mental health restoration or some shit because this is seeming a little bit crazy. But the reason why I want you guys to pay attention to what he's saying, because what he's describing is yet horrific. But I'm gonna show you what he just did, which make it seem, or it's clear that this Negro is lying and he'll do anything, including throwing his own teenage daughter, as he claimed, under the bus for coins.
that I had to hear, you know? My immediate concern was, oh my God, who do I call?
Oh my! I mean, he's really.
Call anybody because everything was closed at the time. So immediately pulling her out of school, immediately making sure that I go and assess the damage, trying to figure out if we're able to get her into the same competitions. Coming up, she literally just texted me probably less than 48 hours ago.
I'm playing the violin if you don't already know. Wait, let me get the small violin out.
All of the different competitions that she had lined up for this year. We were supposed to go to Great Britain. We were supposed to go to a lot of places. I don't know if we can still do that. I don't know if that's possible.
Oh, nigga, please.
Because I don't know if she has the, you know, their brain isn't even fully developed.
Oh my God. Okay, let me get right to the point. To see this in full, I mean, watch what this dude do. I almost said the look. Watch what he does. Watch. Listen closely.
And she had also sent her schedule. Literally, this was yesterday at 10:22 p.m. At 10:22 p.m. Let me show you. See that? See the schedule?
He's literally doxing his daughter in real time. There is not one legal or psychological expert that'll tell you that this is a good thing to do. Not one. And lady, not only Lucky, but ladies of Lapeef, he will sell you out in a second if he will get a penny more. Watch.
So tell me this. This Negro comes to the internet, and this is just part of what I'm going to show y'all.
And remember now, he made that whole soliloquy about his daughter because somebody doxed his daughter. So you know what he does? He doxes her more. There's not one legal force, not one legal expert, not one psychological expert that would tell you this was a good thing.
You that his daughter is in some kind of mental health crisis because she's being bullied, and all of these damn things is happening to her as a result of what he did. But not only do he tell you that, he doxes his daughter and entire schedule to the world, knowing, although, you know, whatever he claimed happened to his daughter, where I'm gonna show y'all is seem like it's a lie based on what he just said in a whole nother interview. You knowing that it's weirdos out there and people don't like you, but yet you come to the internet and show the schedule of your daughter who is already in a mental health crisis.
Allegedly.
Does that make any sense?
Tentative, see how it says tentative schedule? Leslie Daniels right here.
Did he just say her full name? Did he just mother said her full name? He said her full name. I'm not going to even play it over again. I have too much class for that.
Not only does he show you her schedule, I didn't even know his daughter's name, Leslie Daniels. So what you just did is you just gave us your daughter's full name. Well, you know, people can Google it now and you can literally find out everything about your daughter. But you claim you are a father that protects your daughter, but yet right now you're using your daughter.
She was sending me her tentative.
See, I told you,
for the
and it's nothing personal, ladies. When you're as empty as men like this are, which is most of the males in the Lapeef crew, they have no empathy. They have no guilt. They operate just like zombies. They think about themselves and themselves only. You are there for name only. If you are their significant other, you are there for their utilization. And unfortunately, this is a large portion of the black male population. There are some great black men out there. These dudes ain't one of them.
I don't know if she'll be able to do that.
Okay, I can't listen to the bullshit anymore. I just can't. Let me go back over to this. Remember now, we just heard this.
No more. She's the enemy. She's more of an enemy than the white man ever has. She's more of an enemy than anybody in history has ever been to the black community, because she's the very person that comes in with deceit and looks to use you and then disperse of you when she's done with you.
Ain't that ironic that he's literally using his daughter, you know, Lucky 2.0, but complaining, saying that it's the women that are using them. This is look, I'm telling you, this is how it operates. This is how it works. Let's break it down even more.
And specifically, I worked with her and her husband to ensure that she was safe.
Now, I was going to play this. This is Yanni's thing from 2 years ago. You remember when the example I was bringing up here is to show you that Antron likes to seem like he's in control and that everything is running on all cylinders. But don't you guys find it strange that most of the things you see them getting into is drama? Tiffany in the house. Don't you feel it strange that every time they blow up, it's in a bad way? Remember this?
And I went against the guy that was trying to go against her. Now, on an individual level, on that particular video that you just showed, she admitted that she was disrespectful and she tried to stop me from saying what I was saying after I was having a conversation. So my thing is, if you're going to have the same energy, then have it across the board.
If he's such a mastermind, if he's such a great person, if women love him so much, why is he always in drama with them? Why? Because he's giving you an illusion. He's not in control. He's not a self-made man. God bless his father's soul, but he basically is a grown man in a child's body.
Anton has like one-on-ones with pretty much anybody. If his audience finds
Let me go back.
my connection with Anton and also the financial conservatism too, because Anton knows a lot about financial decisions.
Now, the problem is that whether he does or not, It doesn't help you any. He's the one who's got 200,000 subscribers, not you. Lucky 2.0. And if she is truly married, she needs to get the hell off of YouTube right now. Maybe, just maybe, she can, hang on to her marriage. Because I'll tell you one thing right now. Antron can give a fuck about your marriage. So if you play around, you're playing with fire, girl. Let me get this going.
Is that maybe it was different prior to?
No, the only prior to is before I knew him.
Okay.
So before I knew him, of course, I'm a consumer at that point.
Yeah.
So I'm, looking at Anton, like I said, from the conservative politics and the fiscally conservative.
Fiscally conservative. That dude spends more money than a football player does. That's the funny part.
He used to have.
Yeah. And what was it that caught your attention to stay connected to the work that he does?
Before I knew him?
Yep.
Oh,
you said you was a consumer of his work. Yeah.
It would be like the Millionaire Morning Show. That's actually what I did watch. I didn't know Anton's other shows until we started working together.
Sure.
But
you know what's funny, Mr. Fantastic, really quickly? That's how I came to find his streams. Is the Millionaire Morning Show actually is in a lot of good algorithms outside of the other sides that you know. That's how I found his channel.
Yeah, because he covers a lot of politics and a lot of mainstream stuff. So that's how, like you said, the individual in the Millionaire Morning Show in the morning is amalgamation of.
Yeah. So how many millionaires has he made? I haven't heard anybody say, "Oh yeah, Anton Daniels made me a millionaire." You don't even have to be a millionaire. At least double your just subscribers, or triple your just subscribers or something. That's what I'm talking about. I haven't watched everybody, but I've watched how this dude moves. He gets more out of people than he gives.
Like you said, politics and current events, right?
Yeah, politics like what? Like saying that, what did he say? Throwing black women and then children out with the bathwater, that kind of politics? Or maybe the politics of when he told Corey Holcomb that he sucks the BALLS out of the black community. How about that? Is that the politics we're talking about, bro? Is that the politics? Is that the politics we're talking about? Because to me, it seems to me the only politics that Antron really knows is about the politics about making money and pimping people. The pimping politics. Conservative equals voted for Agent Orange. Bars. Exactly.
Just met for the first time online because he called into a show. And he told me, and I want to get your opinion, your honest opinion on this, all right? He said that he believes, him and his girl, because I guess his girl was a part of like the industry or whatever. Mm-hmm. And he said that if he had to guess, 90%, at least 90% of women have cheated or cheat on the person that they're talking to. Would you think that number is accurate or higher or lower?
Probably 90.
That's where she went into mammy mode. You can look that shit up. It's not true. Maybe she cheated on her husband because, apparently it looks like that. But the statement she made, maybe she's talking about that she's, cheated on 90% of the dudes she's been with. I don't know. I don't know what she means. But that's not even true. You can look it up right now. There's no statistical information that's going to tell you that a woman has cheated 90%, they have cheated 90% of the time. Women are, let's put it this way. Women are up to 3 to 4 times more loyal than men are. Exactly. I said what I said is correct. Most women are loyal. Yep. So we know now that old Antron, he's not too accurate with the facts.
97. Probably 97.
Really?
Yes. Yes. Yes, because women are
97, you think it's most women, almost all
yeah,
women?
because women are a lot more calculated.
Yeah.
And this is no slight to men, but men tend to be just like, I'm gonna do it today. And
Yeah,
then, you know, you haven't thought out the logistics of all that. Women, they thought out the logistics. No, I'm not.
So basically, I guess what she's telling us is that she's cheated on men. Maybe not necessarily this time, but let's keep it going. Here we go.
No.
Right now, as we speak, come on over. Listen, get over here.
More
We
red
getting ready
pill.
to get to it tonight. It is absolutely going to be a movie tonight. My fellas are here. The ladies will be pulling up really, really soon. And listen, we are looking for 2 more women. Come over to the YouTube channel right now. Nothing But the Truth Podcast, TikTok. I love y'all. I gotta go. Nothing But the Truth Podcast. Everybody that's on Instagram right now, come over to the Nothing.
Okay, let me go forward here. Okay, here we go.
Come up here. For all of the times you've seen a video and you was like, I would really like to go at truth. I know how y'all
Do you notice that a lot of these guys, they either have some type of strange, weird attitude or they're not attractive at all? It's the weirdest thing. And I'm telling you, see, without the women, without this young lady in the bottom left here, this show goes nowhere.
fella. I'll let y'all come up. Are there any ladies that are camera ready and are conversationalist? This is a one-time only thing. Because I was late. I didn't send all of the invites out. I apologize. That was on me. Thank you, Cherie. She is sending them super stickers in. And
So basically what I'm showing you with this is just how men use women for clout.
thinking that it is a mutual attraction thing at first. The same way when you see that nice ass dude working out or driving his Benz and he get out and everything's sitting right, you're not looking at him initially saying that's going to be my husband. You're looking at him initially saying, I'm trying to see what's going on with that. Now,
Actually, women don't think like that. They might see a man attractive. And that's the funny thing about these dudes is for some reason, they want to tell women either how to feel or how they're feeling or how they think. It's the weirdest shit I have ever seen. It is the weirdest shit. Deontay says about Misha, this woman is married and she's publicly on Anton's team. Right, exactly. Tiffany says, so 90% of women in the industry cheat on their partners, yet they are constantly running away from the casting couch and trying to get caught late at night in a studio. Make that make sense, bars. But look, check it out.
when we meet each other and we talk and we engage and we start kicking it, yes, and things move along quite
So
quickly.
this is how stupid this guy is. He's telling women how they operate. That women, when they see a dude, they just want to smash. That's what he was saying. That's how he feels. Maybe when he sees men, he wants to smash. I don't know. But the one, you can scientifically look that up too. I'm sorry, I'm going to be lazy tonight. Not a lot of Googling from me tonight. But I already did. Women don't look at a dude and say, I want to smash in general. Of course, yes, there are some women that do. But it is not a common thing.
Absolutely, but you have to understand the mindset of a man versus a woman. And let me cook for a second, right? Because
Oh, so he knows the mindset of a woman. Let him cook.
I'm gonna elaborate for you. Let's just talk about sex. For women, sex is
The fact that he went into sex first tells you that he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's telling you how he operates. That's how he operates. There's security. There's kindness, warmth, collaboration, compatibility. Women think of all of those things. I've seen women, I've been witness to women saying, look, oh, he looks good, but no, he's not my type. Literally says that. Denzel Washington standing in front, oh, he's not really my type. I've literally seen, I don't know if you remember Jerry Rice back in the day, but, everybody was was loving themselves some Jerry Rice. And a lady friend who was at this club that I was at, literally is like, he's just not my type. There's something weird about him. I just don't like. And I'm like, weird. Hey, okay, but hey. So I bring this up to tell you how stupid these men get trying to think as and for women. They're trying to, it's bad enough telling even a little girl the bullshit he's telling, but these are grown women. He is literally telling them how they think. That's like me walking up to Peyton Manning, like, oh, Peyton, you got to throw some spin on the ball, man. You got to throw some spin on it. When that that white out, breaks to the left and the DB can't catch up, you got to throw the ball. That's like me talking to a pro quarterback like that, telling them something that they naturally think all day. That's what these fools do.
HBO After Dark, right? Like it's the close pelvic thrusting and the back rubs and the kissing and the romanticizing. Sex for us mentally is the shit that you see when Pinky getting her head stepped on with the left foot on the back of her neck and choking her and hitting her all it's the same thing. Women overly romanticize, and this is how you end up being overly invested. No man.
You see how he's telling women how women feel? That's all these dudes. They are just all sexually frustrated. I don't care how much sex they might be getting. They're still frustrated. They should be bettering their career or finding a job or finding ways to buy a house or something, gaining wealth. But the most popular shows on YouTube is this shit.
From the gun bust of very first meet knows what his intentions are with you. He just doesn't. And so what happens, and you've been here because most women have been here, and stop me when I'm lying. If I'm lying,
you're lying. How about that? I just stopped you, you lying. It's the dumbest shit I ever heard. I think it's what you think, how women think, but it's not how women think. Is there women that think that way? Probably, but it's not a normal modus operandi for women.
True, shut the fuck up. I'll take that, right?
Please do. In fact, let's move on.
And
what? And let me say this also.
Sir?
Let me say this also.
What?
And let me say this also.
Sir?
Let me say this also.
Now, if I had to read body language, that's a little bit weird. This is how you know that Anton is selfish, is that if he really cared about men, let's say he cared about men in general, right? Why are you going to, let's say it is completely innocent. Why are you going to even make it look like this? And if it was at 3 a.m., that's real bad. That's why you can't see, that's why Antron cannot be respected outside of the Black community. And really the Black red pill community. Upstanding Black men see this as disgusting. He wants to come off as wealthy and classy and high, conservative or whatever you want to call him. But basically, this is scummy shit. You're literally showing that you're either trying to cheat with somebody's wife, cheating with somebody's wife, or pretending to cheat with somebody's wife. And see, nobody online has put it down like that. It don't matter if they are cheating or not. He still looks like a piece of shit to normal society. To normal society, he looks like a piece of shit. Because it's like, look, you know she's married. You guys are supposed to be about business. But she's in your room at 3 a.m. in the morning. And if, at the very least, if you had any feelings for her, you would protect her. You would at least protect her reputation by not doing some dumbass shit like this.
It's awesome.
All he cares about is himself, ladies. He cares about himself, ladies and gentlemen. He can give a fuck about you. If you're going to take advice from somebody like this, by all means, knock yourself out. He ran into some money. Good for him. I really am. I'm happy that, things that went bad, a brother was able to bounce back as far as losing his father and his father leaving him some money, allegedly. But don't come on here acting like you think you highfalutin. I've seen highfalutin, bro. I grew up in highfalutin, bro. I know how it looks. And those people would turn their nose up to you, Antron. I don't care how much money you spent. Because they know. They've seen how you move. You move like a pimp, bro. Do you think rich people, that wealthy people, like to be around men that move like pimps? They really don't, but that's what you did. See, a pimp would do something like what you just did. Embarrass a married woman. Even if a wealthy person was cheating, you would never know. They at least, that's still scummy, but they at least have that kind of class. That's why you will never, you can tell people you're classy all you want. You can spend all the money you want to you can buy them fucking fancy watches all you want. But you move scummy. No classy person. Look, let me make it clear. I am no fan of Corey come. But that clown shit you did, I was like looking at it, I said, this is just embarrassing no matter how you look at it. Look at these two scummy ass dudes going at each other. Do you really think somebody of true wealth is going to stand next to you if they saw that video? That's how I know you ain't there, bro. Look, you have more money than me, I guarantee you. Maybe, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe it's Mayweather money where it looks like you got money, but you, for some reason, them bills don't get paid. But you ain't got no class, bro. What's up, Sean? so I said, Antron trying to cheat, say it ain't so. Yeah, that's all he does. Look, I said what I said breaks it down. A real player is discreet and will protect their mistress and wife from embarrassment. Bars. Exactly that. Tiffany says, Antron. Sorry, I had to correct it. Anton gives off really dark energy. He does. That's why he has to do what he does. If he was a ladies' man, he wouldn't have to pretend being a ladies' man.
Mika stayed in pocket. She followed my lead. She stayed. She ain't do none of that. She ain't trip. She just
stayed in your lead. Nigga, she's married. See, this is a pimp shit I was talking about. He will never be a real man of quality and wealth. He will never be there. It's too late. What, he's in his 40s already? He has no time to turn around. He needs therapy. I mean, this is a man who has a legacy for getting people fired. Remember when he told that story about the bank thing because he wanted to go on some vacation and stay longer, but they needed him to come back to work, but he had to get a letter from a doctor or something about, so he could stay out longer, and he got a fake letter or something like that, and he ended up screwing over like 4 or 5 people lost jobs because of him. People of quality don't do shit like that. Let's listen more.
just said, yo, I'm rolling with you, and that's the end of the conversation. She ain't say one word. She just kept it moving. That's how women are supposed to move. They're not supposed to do all of the extra, all of that. You follow the lead of the person you're with. That's a fact. You don't say nothing. You don't get out of pocket. You don't do none of that. You jump in the middle. Move with the person that you move with.
Man, this internet stuff is crazy. So now the situation with Anton Daniels and Mika just took a weird, strange, and crazy turn because there was a lot of things that we were speculating, but some stuff came out that we didn't know. Now we're getting to a place where we're finding out that Anton and Mika was in the same hotel room. And they were so brazen and so stupid that they went on a live where Anton was in the hotel room. You could tell that they was inebriated. They was drinking. Anton was on one. He was talking his trash. He was showing off. And she always says that he's a different person on camera than he is in real life. But my question is, you're out of town with this guy, right? And he's in either you're in his room or he's in your room, and he's brushing his teeth. He got clothes on the bed, right? And mind you, both of you are married. You're conservatives. Like you.
Conservatives. Let's put that in quotations, please.
This whole thing is crazy. So when she did that interview on Perspective, remember the interviewer asked her, did Anton ever meet your husband? And she said no. And he was really grilling her on that. But so now you in a hotel room all the way across the country, inebriated on a late night, in a hotel room with another man, and he's never met your husband. But let's go
That's
back.
pimp behavior. I'm telling you. People of class don't move like that. I'm sorry. Pimps are not classy. They never have been. They're just not. Even think about it like this. Epstein, as rich as that motherfucker was, or is, because he might be alive for all we know. And I think we need to have another Epstein party. But he was, if you listen to the shit he was saying to people, you could tell he had no class. Pimps, and that's all traffickers are. They're pimps. He had no class. This dude was like, at least by what it looks like, he was offing women. They were doing weird That's about as classless as it gets. And the sad part is any of these dudes would give their left nut to be an Epstein. That's the sad part.
Back and revisit that.
But two married people
hold on.
shouldn't be sitting together without their spouses.
No. Now, see, and here we are again with you going back to something that's not, because you are essentially saying that I cannot do any business dealings with somebody that is in business because that person is married.
No.
No. Sorry, bro. By the way, I really liked the way this guy handled the interview. I would have to, I shout out to him for that. But Mika, see, is she playing, ladies and gentlemen, let me know, is she just playing stupid or is she being stupid? Because the point is like, if it's business and you both are married, what in the fuck are you doing in the same room together?
In business because that person is married.
No, what I'm saying is somebody who's never met your husband.
Because if I go out with you,
I mean, see, she's almost digging herself out because what he should have said is there's no reason for you to even be in that room with Anton, especially if a grown woman, she's got to be at least late 20s, early 30s. She knows better. Maybe a 19-year-old, 20, you might not know. Maybe. But she's damn near, let me get this link out. She's too old. She knows what, and she's married too. No, not even a woman who's 20 or 30. Even a woman who's 20 or 30, if she's married, she knows she ain't supposed to be in nobody else's room. Tiffany breaks it down perfectly. Conservatives, the people who claim they are all about family values, are the same ones who are always caught in the middle of scandals. Bars. So she's a manipulator too.
Or anybody
and
else.
I met your husband.
Okay, but
the former host has met your husband.
We've already talked about that.
Yep.
But what I'm saying is, you're saying because you don't know when you're looking at that picture. You don't know if he met him or not.
I know he hasn't met your husband. When I looked at that picture, let me, and maybe because I had.
Why is she, you could tell she's trying to manipulate the situation because they already established that Anton hasn't met her husband. And I believe Anton hasn't met her husband by design. Anton is a pimp. He's trying to pimp her. He's trying to get whatever he can from her. And it's basically working because she shouldn't be arguing about this. Anybody should know that if you're married, you don't put yourself in a compromising position. But to add a little bit of the spice on here, I'd like to welcome Deontay to the channel. Deontay, what are your thoughts?
Hey DJ, how you doing today?
Doing good, doing good.
Oh yeah, this woman is obviously lying, right? She's been getting it going with Anton for a while now, probably. But it's like I was saying in the chat, what I'm really interested in with all of this is not just the fact that he never met her husband, is that like, why is she so comfortable doing all of this with him in public and she's married? Like
Right.
either her husband is a super simp, super weak, which is could be a super simp as well, or something really weird is going on. Because I don't know any man who would be cool with I mean, like working with another man, that's nothing. I mean, come on now. This is the world we live in. There's nothing wrong with that. So I see what she was trying to say, but she was deflecting. Like he should have asked more pointedly, like, why were you in the hotel room with him at 3 a.m.? That ain't got nothing to do with work. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they're on a business trip together. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are y'all doing?
Exactly.
Yeah, and even stuff that they do publicly, like Anton has done live and stuff with her, videos with her, where he, like the one you just showed a minute ago, where he reaching over her shoulder and everything and talking over her, and like they too close in proximity, you know. And what happened at that Corey Holcomb show was crazy, and for him to expose that the girl was even there, it's like she need to worry about herself and her own situation. She should
You
have
know
did this
what,
interview.
Reno? Let's say her husband was like in on it for some weird reason, you know, kind of like how Anton's wife is letting him cheat or whatever, right? You would think at least both of them, or at least if Anton had class, he would have at least covered for dude. You see what I'm saying? He would have been, let's not go on video together because I mean, he's cool with me, being with you, but I don't want to embarrass him. You know, he might have business deals to do or something. You know what I mean? He doesn't even do. They don't even show, and that's why that's how scummy dude is. I mean, even if Anton and her dude made a deal like that, the least he could have done is made sure he wasn't embarrassed, and he couldn't even do that.
Yeah, well, see, that's the thing too, as well, is that if Anton, if he's never met this man before, right? If that's true, then you don't know what kind of man you're dealing with.
Right.
I don't care what, like, see, I've been in situations years ago when I was in my early 20s messing with chicks who had boyfriends or, some stuff like that. And they always want to tell me, oh, he ain't nothing, he this, he that. He ain't nothing to worry about, but ain't no man gonna go for no other dude messing with his girl, especially his wife. I don't care if you think he weak, if he a punk, whatever. But so if she's now, I'm just assuming right now, right? But if she's telling him, "Oh, you ain't got to worry about my husband because he is this and that," Anton too old for that. He should know, like, nah, like if any man gets too soft enough to his wife getting ran through by another dude, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't care how weak he is, he can pull a trigger, you know?
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
If inside knowledge.
Yeah, that's why.
That's why.
So my point is, you don't know.
But I don't have to know
So
to know that that's inappropriate. Let me say this.
Exactly.
And maybe you just don't.
She's trying to frame it as her situation is different or something like that. But it's just the core basics that two grown married people ain't supposed to be in a room. Okay, remember what was that? The Coldplay thing. Remember that?
Yep.
Those people lost their very well paying jobs. And they were out at a ball game. They weren't even inside of a room at 3 a.m. Now they got caught kissing, but quite honestly, I don't know about you, but being caught kissing or being caught in somebody's room at 3 a.m. is about the same fucking thing to me. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. No excuse for that.
You know what I mean? I mean, at the very least, they could have thrown some paperwork on top of the table, made it look like maybe they were burning the midnight oil or something. So that's what gets me is the amount of disrespect they showed. You know, they showed themselves, their spouses, both of them. It's disgusting. And to me, the problem is that first he wants to be a hoe. Anton first wants to be a hoe, and then he wants to be respected as a pillar of the community. I don't know what to say. Let's play a little bit more. Here we go.
Don't see it. You can't see how this could be construed.
That's not what I said.
Okay,
We just talked.
Okay, so do you see this as being inappropriate?
We just talked about what it can look like imagery-wise.
So let me ask you, forget the imagery. Is this inappropriate to you?
From my perspective, it wasn't, because that's not what I was doing. But I told you, I can understand why people might have thought that.
Here's another very challenging question, but I have to ask you. I just have to ask you. Have you and Anton ever had sex?
No.
Hold
on. No.
Okay.
So she was doing this video real standoffish, right? But as you can see in the clip, in the video, she's talking on Anton Daniels' platform.
See, Anton's, let's say they didn't. And welcome, Darnell. Let's say they don't have sex. Right?
Is this motherfucker brushing his teeth in the background? I'm sorry.
No, when you do about to comment on the toothbrush thing?
Is that what he was doing?
Yes, he was brushing his teeth behind her.
Where are they at?
In a hotel room.
Hey, yo, I gotta say something, man. Listen. They must be swingers or something. Maybe her husband and his wife is cool, and all four of them got a thing going on. Because they are both way too publicly comfortable doing this kind of stuff in their marriage, you know? Like, what's up?
And he did that on purpose.
I know. That's why.
Because they're not in the bathroom, right? And last time I checked, you brush your teeth in the bathroom. So he did this on purpose. That's how low life, pimps would do something like that. Oh, I want to look like I'm the shit. So let me kind of get in the background camera here and brush my teeth, knowing that I got a perfectly good faucet in the bathroom, in a mirror to see that I'm getting all my teeth clean. No, he purposely came out there and did that. And the thing is, this is what losers do. That when they do get a piece of somebody, they want to flaunt it as much as they can because they know it's going to be another drought. Because he doesn't think much of his wife, obviously.
She don't think much of her husband.
You know? And so, because even if his wife is down for it, this is about as humiliating it can be, even if they were in with this swinger shit. Swingers don't do this. They don't oh yeah, let's go on camera together. So I agree. You're right. They might have an arrangement where they are swinging, but it's being done in a way that is disgusting, low life. And hey, and that's fine with me. If you want to do all this stuff and look embarrassing and look like you're you know, a low vibrational person, that's fine with me. But don't try to act like you all high and mighty later on. If Antron goes on into one of his little rants about how the community is this or that, he can kiss my ass. And with that, I'll hand it over to Darnell. Darnell, welcome to the stage.
Hey, DJ, thank you for having me.
Hey, thank you for coming up. So
Yeah.
have you been checking this out? What do you think?
I need more information on this. This is new, and just FYI, I just joined the show like 5 minutes ago, so I'm a little behind. Yeah.
Okay. We'll play a little bit more. You can catch that with us. Here we go.
Well, he's walking around brushing his teeth behind her. Now, mind you, I don't know if the husband would approve of this. And I don't know if she would approve of her husband being out of town with other women in the hotel room with him. But she's in the hotel room. And that's what I'm saying about marriage, especially.
This is like marriage not being married. You're married technically, but you're not.
In today's time, right?
And that's for both people.
You know, this social media stuff.
Look how this is how much of an incelish person Antron is. He's walking back and forth in front of the camera like he's flossing, when in reality, that it's starting to look stupid. I mean, if he did it once, that would have been enough. But he's walking back and forth, slobbering all over the carpet or whatever's there, brushing his teeth or acting like he's brushing his teeth. That is just, he's trying too hard, whatever he's trying to do.
And even without social media,
that's a double entendre right there. He was flossing while he was flossing. But look, no, you're right though. He is acting like a former incel. That's what he's doing. He acting like somebody who couldn't get a chick to look at him for nothing his whole life. Right. And she a baddie too. Like this girl right here, she was on Fox 5 and all kinds. She was like the weather chick or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like so he got him a chick up here, and I only seen like one little thing of his wife. He looks better than his wife does, right? I mean, hey, ask him what he think, obviously, right? Mm-hmm. But so yeah, he up here acting like, oh yeah, I got her in the room, you know, I'm behind her brushing my teeth, I'm doing all of this, and I'm like, okay, yeah, you let me further know there's something going on with y'all spouses too, because she cool with it, you know what I'm saying? Like she didn't try to. I mean, she obviously think it's okay that he behind her, like showing off that they're in the room together, so comfortable he can brush his teeth or whatever.
Right, exactly. I mean, to me, it's like basically she knows what he's doing. I know she's not that dumb. He's trying to look like he slept with her. That's what he's trying to do, because otherwise, you stay off camera. I mean, just even if the other parties knew, at least give them some respect. And they couldn't even do that.
It's hard to trust anybody because you never know what somebody's doing, right? You know, if you're not evenly yoked, if y'all not best friends, and even when you best friends, like people willing to do any damn thing, right? Anything, especially with social media, right? They come on here. You could be the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker. You could be anything you want to be on social media as long as you look good enough, you're charismatic enough, and you can talk good enough to draw a crowd to you, right? People don't respect the sanctity of marriage anymore. Like them days is over with. It's all about what you can do. And sometimes
it's funny because that's the thing, is that nobody does respect the sanctity of marriage. And what's so ironic about it is that Anton was supposed to be like he was supposed to be to the red pill dudes, the epitome of marriage and shit, on how you control your house and all this kind of shit. And really, quite honestly, all he is a pimp and a hoe, depending on what day you catch him on.
Well, DJ, you got to remember, I mean, the red pill, they're a bunch of grifters, man. I mean, you know, a bunch of guys just, I mean, I don't really think they believe in what they believe. Don't date single women. And they wife up single women or date single women. And I mean, I said single women. I'm sorry. Single mothers. I meant to. Yes.
Yeah. Like Fugazi. Yeah.
Fugazi, Donovan Sharp, you know,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. If they say to you, don't date single mothers, they are.
mhm.
You know,
leaning on another man in a way that suggests I'm feeling you, I like you. This is really some sort of
Why do you think that says I'm feeling you?
even
Because-
if it doesn't say I'm feeling you, I don't want
I'm
my
saying,
wife.
why do you think?
Yeah.
Why do you think that suggests that I'm feeling you? Because
Okay, let's
really, quite honestly, she's a thicker version. She's a thicker version of Lucky. She's a thicker version of Lucky. So there's a type thing going on here.
let's
hold on.
omit.
Hold on, no,
so
hold
we
on.
don't
The
get
reason
stuck
why
on
I'm
that
asking
word.
you,
Okay.
the reason why I'm asking you is I have tons of pictures of our former co-hosts
Yep.
with the same lean, everything.
But here's the difference.
Hold on.
Yes.
And that person is also a male, all right? And we have a working relationship, and it's the same exact type of picture.
But here's the disrespect. Here's the disrespect. This is a married man
Mhm.
that you are physically leaning into.
I'm not leaning into.
That to me,
I'm not leaning into.
to me, let me, and
There's space.
here's my perspective of it.
Okay.
Well,
There's a
actually, to be
gap
honest with
between.
you, I will have to he's actually leaning into her.
It, but I'm looking at how you have a smile on your face. This is just my perspective. Your eyes look seductive. Just my perspective. And your arm is relaxed on his upper shoulder.
Correct.
And I would never imagine a married woman leaning on a business male partner that way. That to me is inappropriate. That's if you were my wife, I would have a serious problem. My problem would be so serious, you would have to probably extinguish your contract with him.
So if everybody thinking that crap, if everybody thinking about that, that interview right there, that's before we saw the pictures, the video of her being in a hotel room with this dude. So if you got a problem with just the picture,
right?
What do you think gonna happen when he see that she was in a hotel room with the guy? So she's on the phone with her husband. Yeah, we doing business, whatever, or whatever. But then he get to see that she didn't have a separate hotel room separate from him, right? And then on top,
pause right there. Since we were talking about the single mother thing, check this out. All this over. Well, Sean, I agree. The picture to me pales in comparison to the hotel room scene. The picture to me didn't mean that much to me. Compared to the hotel room, I mean, I see what the interviewer was saying, but guess what? I think the interviewer would have been through the roof if he saw the hotel room. You know, that's a different thing. But let's check this out right here.
Of course, I'm a pop artist, but I'm so much more than that. I'm an entertainer. I really, really, really just, have an all-around dynamic of just entertainment. So I've been singing my entire life, probably since the age of 3, because I would also do like stage plays and stage shows, and I was in a choir. So I've really been singing my entire life. And my dad was in music as well. He was in the music industry. He was a signed artist, won the Apollo, and, got to go on to do great things in the 90s. So my dad got me into it. My dad is probably my biggest inspiration because he always pushed me to just, keep going and kind
It
of
just got me. You know, check this out. Fellas, what's the first thing you do after you take a shower and dry off?
Brush your teeth. Hey, Hey, that's messed up, man. You put that junk together like Sherlock Holmes.
You know what I
Wow.
mean?
Yeah.
People just don't brush their teeth in the middle. Who brushes their teeth out of the blue? Just brush your teeth. You see that?
Try to get to heights that he necessarily didn't get to. But yeah, I would say my dad is my biggest inspiration and probably was my biggest fan. I classify myself as a soulful pop singer, and the reason why I do is because I don't necessarily have a light, airy voice that we're used to in pop.
Let's see how old she is. Let's get Tab. Tab's on the mix. Let me see.
This whole situation is bogus as a motherfucker to me.
No, she doesn't have her age up. So let me go back here. Man, I mean, to me, the big thing is this. It just shows you that, the head honcho of Manosphere is just a hoe and a trick. That's all he is. He's a hoe, pimp, and a trick.
And we can say the same about her too.
You
You
know,
know, DJ, you right. I wouldn't call Anton might wish he was a pimp. He ain't no pimp though, because remember,
right.
you ain't gonna be spending no money. You know what I'm saying? His whole game is the ability to talk. You know what I'm saying? To get everything that way. He ain't about to be
I
spending no
mean,
money.
if Anton is spending money, it's money that these other suckers donated to him in his super checks. By the way,
Yeah,
this look.
yeah. You know what, Kev? Even better. Anton, just like a lot of people on the internet, that's who they really be pimping. Is the people who just be
Yeah,
They
sending them
subscribers.
all of
Getting
that.
all their
Yeah.
money from their subscribers.
That's true. I said what I said. Says, DJ, do you think he was tipsy and forgot he would be on camera walking around? And she's cracking up because no, he did that. I said what I said. He did that on purpose because he was so happy.
Coach, I know this might be off
Being in a
topic.
being in a room with her. That he just wanted to floss as many ways as he could with the toothbrush, toothpaste, whatever he could do to look like he was, they was doing something.
I know what I'm finna say, but finna be off topic. But did y'all hear that Cheryl Savin husband James passed away?
Yeah. How old was he?
He was up in age because I think he was 20 years older than Cheryl. Or wait, I don't know, but I don't know if they was married for 20 years. But he was up in age.
Ooh.
And I'm seeing everybody opinion about that. And the guy, and we all know how the black man reaction gonna be. But
Yeah.
but then again, if they wives was in that situation, if they was married, they would have probably the wives would have been broke and had to cover funeral expenses and all that. Cause I had
Yeah.
my sister, I had my sister boyfriend brother died, and his family had to pay for the funeral expenses. They didn't have life insurance, and I don't think a lot of those guys complain to have life insurance. So,
Got it.
but for Shara, I will say that she is blessed because he was on life insurance, and she probably gonna get some money from pension and
Mm-hmm.
all that after his death.
Yeah.
Well, I'll put it to you like this, Tevin and panel. There's an old saying: when white folks die, they leave a will. When black folks die, we leave a bill.
Yeah, basically. Basically.
Sean says this, and I think I'm gonna move forward. So they're supposed to stream separately while on the while in the same hotel. Of course they can, but if she invites herself up, or he invites her, invites her to work online, why does it mean that they're cheating? They're trying. To me, it's like this: whether they're cheating or not, not the point. The point is they're looking like they don't have a problem appearing to be cheating. We don't know what arrangements they have, but the one thing we do know is it was far from classy what they were doing. Because even if the other two people, the wife and the husband of the spouse of each person, was okay with the arrangement, the least you want to do is embarrass somebody. And that's what they did. And it just goes to show you how low class, Antron is, because the least he could have done is just kept the whole thing under taps. But maybe that's just whole part of the thing. And it brings out a bigger picture. If the bigger picture is to floss by cheating, because that's what it looks like, right? If you're looking like you are flossing by cheating, and you're thinking your market's going to like it, right? Then what does that say about you? You're literally flossing, doing something that is looked down upon in most other circles. That is what's crazy to me.
I don't know, DJ. After the whole Epstein stuff, I don't know anymore.
Yeah, really. The Epstein stuff is going to blow. We're going to have to do another Epstein live stream. We're going to have to. That's just the way it goes, because a lot of stuff has been blowing up. But since we're talking about Share 7 and her husband passing away, let's talk about somebody else who passed away a little while ago. Here we go.
Things that guys need to watch out for when they're dating. Do not date single mothers. Do it at your peril. I'm not going to bash single mothers or anything like that, but bottom line...
Remember, he made one. He made a woman a single mother himself. Let's keep it going.
There used to be a time when a woman had a baby out of wedlock. It was few and far between. And there was some shame that went along with it, enough to where they didn't keep going out and doing it over and over again. Now it's a badge of honor. You as a man are worth too much and too valuable. If you got your head on straight, you're out doing your thing, taking care of your business, you should not be forced to pick from a crop of women who've already had another man's children.
I wonder how she had another man's children, bro. Because the men that you worked with made them single mothers. I mean, and here's the thing, and it fits right into the, I'm glad you guys are feeling, you want some of that Epstein groove, because we're about to get into it in a little bit, actually. So think about it like this. As you've seen, where we see the concerns with Jay-Z, and the concerns with Floyd and all these people, how they're enjoying being around children, literally. And a lot of these children become single mothers. So here's the funny thing about all these dudes like Kevin that were telling men, "Oh, don't be around single mothers." A lot of them were single mother children first. And as you saw, if you might have saw my post, literally like 70% of all teen mothers were made by grown men.
And I
Grown
think
men.
you said over the age of 20, it did.
Yeah, over the age of 20. We're making teen, and so it wasn't like teen love or anything. That wasn't going on. It was the grown dudes that were doing it.
And we can't forget a lot of these these young teenage mothers were essayed by relatives. They leave that part out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, they get real tone deaf about that. I mean, when you think about it, just the teen mothers and then mix in some grown women who became single mothers. That's a large portion right there. I mean, we're talking about teen mothers. I think it was around 25%. That's a lot. Tiffany says, single mother
Torch, did you
or
hear?
single woman abandoned by father of her child, bars.
Torch, did you see the part where they said women? I think it said women over the age of 35 or 40 are the majority of new first-time mothers. I think that's that too.
I got to check up on that. But let's check this out. Here we go. Is that my phone? No. Okay. Check this out. Here we go.
I'm just wondering because
This is going to get very interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go on. This is going to get very interesting. You are going to find this weird. This is one of the Kevin Samuels videos they might have pulled down because it gets really creepy. And you need to really listen to what his ultimate message is. Remember, this is a man who got divorced. Okay. So he's not exactly hitting on all cylinders. Why other men chose Kevin Samuels to be the leader of relationships for them is beyond me. But let's go ahead and let's show you what grooming looks like. Here we go.
I would say it's going to be extremely difficult. But what I would suggest is women who actually think about it from the man's side, understanding that my child today is a liability because it costs. So number one, is she well-mannered, well-behaved, smart, taken care of? Does she understand, and do I really believe that you're going to come second to my husband? Is my husband going to come first? Or
notice he's telling literally women to prioritize the husband over her own existing daughter or daughter or son. Anyway, let's keep it going. Here we go.
Men over their children. That is sad,
you're a
unfortunately.
deal. If you're a package deal, that's no deal. I'll be honest, it's a package deal, that's no deal, because let's say you and I were to get married, you got a daughter, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say we have 2 kids together. Mm-hmm. And your child is
okay. Listen closely. This is very important.
5. So 10 years from now, your daughter comes home and said, Kevin touched me, looked at me getting out of the shower.
That is weird.
All type of ways. Hey, it is what it is. I just don't.
And my sports or whatever. It's like, and everything, it was normal at the beginning, right? So mind y'all, I'm very, I don't want to say grown, and everything, it was normal at the beginning, right? So mind y'all, I'm very, I don't want to say grown for my age, but I was very mature at a very young age. So I was experiencing a lot of stuff. I went through a lot of stuff. So me being 16, like I knew how to hold a intellectual conversation. Like it wasn't just like, oh, I didn't have like a bird brain. I'm not even gonna say that. Let me scratch that. I didn't have like a childlike mind at 16. But anyways, I digress. He ended up being my ride home after the games or whatever. So yeah, so it was one after away game. I think we were playing like Kimball or something. He had to take me home. So I guess on the way, like he was just basically like, you want to come back to my apartment? So I'm like, I guess my mom, she think I'm at a game or whatever. She don't know when my games are over with, this, that, and the other, whatever.
All right, what's up with y'all? So look, I'm back again with another video, right? So look, man, I was scrolling on Facebook and I ran across a story. I'm looking for videos right now that I'm gonna react to. And I seen this pop up and I just downloaded it and came straight to y'all with it.
So basically what happened is that her coach, got down with her. And she, it happened a long time ago. I guess nothing happened, but then later on, she just said, like, shit, I feel like telling the story now. So she's in her 30s, I guess now, but let's jump right back into it. So here we go.
All right, y'all, so here I am again, back with another video, and I'm gonna tell y'all how my high school basketball coach took me to his house after an away game and slept with me when I was 16. So when I was in high school or whatever, I ran track and I played basketball, and I was really good at both. I was an athlete. Like when I tell y'all straight athlete, I was only focused like on my grades and my sports or whatever. So my mom worked or whatever. She would get up every day like 4 or 5 a.m. And my mom wouldn't get off work until about like evening time. So she had to beat traffic. My mom probably would make it home by 5. My mom was the type of mom that was like, okay, if you have to go to tutoring, if you have to do any other extracurricular activities, et cetera, you're gonna have to find your own way home. Period, point blank. I'm not giving you a ride, I'm not picking you up, none of that. If you can't catch the bus, like, I don't know, you got to find your own way home. That's how that started. So, I played basketball from like 5th grade up. So I would say I was 16 because I graduated when I was 17. So this had to be my junior year in high school. We had a new male basketball coach, whatever. And everything, it was normal at the beginning, right? So mind y'all, I'm very, I don't want to say grown for my age, but I was very mature at a very young age.
That's what they were talking about.
I was experiencing a lot of stuff. I went through a lot of stuff. So me being 16, like I knew how to hold a intellectual conversation. Like it wasn't just like, oh, I didn't have like a bird brain. I'm not even gonna say that. Let me special that.
You weren't gullible.
I didn't have like a childlike mind at 16. At 16, I thought I was grown. And not in the sense of like being fast, but I was just mature. Like I'm not like the rest of these girls or whatever. Like I'm more advanced than I should be, honestly. So we had got a new basketball coach or whatever. First impression, it was like, okay, he was normal. Like, y'all in school, girls or guys, they'll see a teacher, they'll see a coach or whatever. They're like, oh, they fine or whatever. I never really looked at him like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just so focused on my grades in school, I really didn't look at him like that. So I'll see, on and on in the season, I didn't have a lot of rides. So he knew that, and I was like one of the star players on the basketball team. So like obviously you want your star player or one of your star players to make it to practice and make it to the game. So he started giving me rides home after the games. So I can't even tell you. I mean, I'm pretty sure that was not legal. I don't know if coaches are able to give, but anyways, I digress. He ended up being my ride home after the games or whatever. So yeah, so it was one after away game. I think we were playing like Kimball or somebody. Like I can't remember what school, or it could have been No, I forgot what school we were playing. But this was our point. So, anyways, like I'm gonna go back. I'm not gonna tell y'all about that. I'm gonna tell y'all how everything led up to this point. So, obviously, my senior year, I think I was captain. Junior year, I was co-captain. I always started in the games, obviously, because I was that girl. But anyways, it's not about that. So I would have to get the keys from him to go to the locker room or the ballroom to, get the balls and get everything set up for practice. So, this day it was just like normal day. I go to him like, hey coach, like whatever, can I get the keys, set up for practice or whatever. So he handed me the keys, but he could like kind of like rub my hand like when he gave me the keys or whatever. And that was when I knew like
there's the groom and let's keep it going.
Okay, he only did. So imagine like when me and him would talk or whatever, we'll be in a group setting, like I would see him like giving me the eye and stuff, and like it was just very like I ain't gonna say innocent because it was kind of known. Like I kind of felt like he was like feeling me. Like it's weird to say, but I kind of felt this like tension. And so that was the first time he actually like physically, like touched me. So I got the keys, whatever, I ignored it. The next day or two or so, like, we had practice again. So I'm always the one setting up for practice. So I was like, should I get the keys or whatever? So he ended up doing it again. And y'all, like, it came to a point where we was just doing that for a little while. And I actually started to reciprocate. Like, I was like, I was like, when he would give me the keys, I started rubbing on him too. So it was one point, like, I had went to go get the balls or whatever, and he followed me into the room. And so, like, we had like a washer dryer.
That's great. What do you guys think? I mean,
well, the guy is definitely a creep. The coach is definitely a creep. But I also got to say this. Just listening to her speak, I'm kind of thinking there's a little more to this story than what she's saying.
I totally agree with Darnell.
What you mean about her being 16?
No, not
16, yeah, but
basically, if you listen to how she speaks, I was grown kind of thing.
Kind of say like she was fast.
Yes, I think she might have been one of those fast girls in high school. Yeah.
Okay. Here's my fast girl theory. First of all, the number one thing is this: is that she did clarify that she just meant she was more mature.
That's what she says. Yes.
Yeah. Number two, it shouldn't matter. Dude shouldn't have been. Wait, you're thinking that a 16-year-old girl seduced a 35-year-old man? I mean, she has a magical powers and is supposed to. That's why there's statutory thing going down, is because kids have the right to be. Believe it or not, a child has a right to be horny and not get laid. It's just their hormones kick in. So I don't believe in the fast theory. I really don't.
Yeah,
I think personally, me myself, I think it was whenever it started or whyever it started, it should have been shut down, because the thing is this: it's different if it was a little boy and a little girl. This is a grown man. You're telling me the fact of the matter is that some people can be naturally fast and some people can be made fast. Maybe this is how she became fast. If she became fast, maybe it's because she was groomed to be fast. Maybe she had some stuff going on at the house that made that happen. The bottom line is this: that she had the right to not be effed by some dude twice her age. That's how I feel about it. I don't care how fast or whatever. These little girls they're not super, they aren't seductive and all this kind of stuff. And I'm sorry, it's just a pet peeve I have about the fast theory. It doesn't mean grown men are supposed to like succumb to a girl being fast. That's just my place.
I mean, I agree with you, DJ, that no man should, even entertain anything like that. It's just, again, I'm just listening to how she speaks, and there's definitely some things that she's kind of, self-snitching here, that, listen to what she said. I reciprocated these things. I was always kind of grown, intellectual conversations, this and that.
Do you know how grooming works?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So let me retort. We have a man twice the age of a little girl who knows, maybe he's honed this skill. basically he groomed her. We don't know if she's fast or not because basically maybe she's just blaming herself for falling for dude and them getting down like they did. And though it was consensual, technically it wasn't consensual.
Well, the thing is, I just don't hear that. When I listen to her speak, for example, it wasn't just, hey, I just needed a ride from practice from I believe it was basketball. I think I just needed a ride from practice. You know, it was, she made it a point to say, hey, I was always kind of grown and this and that. In a way, you're kind of telling on yourself that you kind of like in high school, you like older men. And
okay, this is what the thing is this. Number one, that doesn't matter because he should have kept his peen in his pants.
I agree with that statement.
Number two, it just means that basically she can function or at least emulate an adult. Now, that doesn't mean she's doing shit like, you know, doing this all the time, but it doesn't matter. The problem we have is that these grown men, okay, are making these little girls pregnant and then turning around and going, oh, look, you're a single mom.
Well, that is indeed a problem.
Yeah, that's indeed. I mean, the thing is that, okay, we just went over the numbers that it's mostly older men making these young girls pregnant and that a lot of young girls are getting pregnant. And then we turn around and these motherfuckers in the red pill are calling, oh, look at you. You should never date a single mom. Not realizing that some of these red pill motherfuckers make little girls, single moms. And that's the issue I have. And that's why I kind of have a little pet peeve, little edge this, because the thing is this. If what he could have been, instead of being the one who seduced her, he could have been the one to, like, if she was at the borderline of being fast, as you guys say, he could have been the one saying, hey, you should respect yourself more. Don't do that, do this. He could have been more of a father figure because he was literally the age of her mother. Okay. He could have been the father figure instead of the creep.
No, I agree with that. I mean, he should not have been a creep in the first damn place.
So I guess my conclusion to the argument is maybe these little girls are never really fast. Maybe it's dudes who fucking seduce them into being that way. And it gets so fucked up to the point where it becomes a cycle and all of a sudden little 12, 13, 14-year-old girls are deemed as fast. Because
DJ,
a little girl cannot be fast. A little girl cannot be fast if you don't let them be fast.
I have to disagree with that, DJ. And the reason I say that, I just remember back when I was in middle school, high school, you know, the girls used to always, you know, kind of, we had a dress code in school and the girls used to always press the dress code. I mean, and we had a assistant principal. I'm not going to lie. I think that man was a creep. He's no longer with us, but I always suspected him of being a creep. He used to like to check the girls' skirts, you know, to make sure that they were within regulation, you know. But the weird thing is he used to have this weird look on his face when he did so. But the thing is that the girls used to, you know, the policy that I remember was when a girl wore a skirt, it had to be more than fingertip length. Girls would purposely wear skirts that were less than fingertip length. You know, they would wear and then thongs, for example. I mean, why is a girl in middle school and high school wearing a thong? I mean, literally, and it would be showing.
Now,
I'm just being honest.
You're just talking about little girls here. I mean,
I was in high school, DJ, and I saw this.
Okay, so what I'm saying is this: these are still little girls. I mean, it's supposed.
I
to
agree.
You're supposed to be like, if anything, tell say, oh, I don't like girls with thongs on. That's what you're supposed to be saying to these little girls. They get that way. If there's any time a boy is supposed to check a girl, it's in middle school, saying, look, no, my mommy said that's not good. That's not good. You shouldn't be doing that.
I don't know about that, DJ.
No,
I had hormones back then too,
Okay, let me read what I said, and then we're gonna move on to Cam Newton. I said what I says, let me say this, yes, teenage girls want to dress skimpy, trying off to show off. However, that's far as it goes. They are trying to get attention, period. There's your answer to your concern.
No, that's not quite it.
DJ,
Well,
DJ, I'm gonna tell you.
Let's get on. Moving forward. Here we go.
What's going on there, guys? Back with another one. Want to talk about Cam Newton and this a couple recent interviews that he has talking about men and platonic relationships.
Bro, I seen this interview.
Recently confronted by Lex P and Drea Nicole from the Poor Minds podcast.
And let's say though they cooked him in that.
Basically, some comments he made recently about why he doesn't have platonic friends. And I want to know in the comment section before we go any farther. I'm about to play the clips and we're gonna be reacting to them in real time. Do any of you guys feel like you can have platonic relationships without crossing that line? And if you're in a relationship, do you feel like you can have platonic relationships with the opposite sex? You know what I'm saying? Let me know in the comment section. Let's check it out.
All right, so I'll let you guys dig in on this. Can you guys be platonic with a woman of the, with a woman that, a woman?
Yeah.
I don't. No.
Yeah, dude, I think I've only had one. I'm trying to think, just one. And I'm talking about like after school, like after high school, like when I'm in my adult life, right? I've only had like one female who I was like friends with, who I could say like we were just friends, and that was all. Who I was
I've had plenty of platonic friends.
I'm talking about that I didn't work with or anything. Who I only saw or knew socially. I didn't work with this girl. Didn't go to school. Nothing like that. Like every other female in my life is either family, a girl I was pursuing, or a female co-worker of some sort. We work together in some way, whatever. But outside of that, it's not because I'm some kind of super creep. It's just like I don't know. I don't even think about it until I seen this interview.
I think that, quite honestly, I think that's the problem a lot of men have, is because I think men have been taught and manipulated and groomed that no matter what the compatibility is you have with a certain woman or girl, you're trained to want to basically be sexually attracted to them, when really the best, you're missing out on a lot of good relationships.
With DJ, that's biology. I mean, you're naturally, especially if a woman, it is. Especially if a woman is very attractive.
For you.
No, that's just in general. I mean,
no. I mean, the thing is that if it's to a point where you just never can make friends with a woman at all, that's a problem. Because I understand the biology part, but it's not supposed to take over. We're supposed to be evolved beings. We're supposed to be able to discern and be selective. But it sounds like to me, that's not what's going down here, especially in the red pill. But man, I'm kind of, this is being a very shocking evening.
Well, DJ, we're all animals. I mean,
I'm not talking about. I know what you're trying to say, Darnell. But look, DJ, let me just tell you what I'm talking about from my own experience, right? It just so happens that because I see I said what I said. I'm not saying I can't be friends. It's not like I'm out here telling women like, hold on, I can't mess with you in a sexual way. I can't even be get out of here. I'm not nobody's saying that. The girls who I ended up being cool with, right? And it didn't happen immediately. I mean, one of the females in my life, like it wasn't until she like I don't know, maybe 12 years after we met when something ended up happening, you know what I mean? So it just if you asked me 10 years ago, I'd have been like, oh yeah, I got like 3, 4 female friends who I ain't never tried to. Yeah, but eventually it just happened. I mean, I'm 37. So the one that I got that I didn't, who knows? Like what happened in 10 years. I'm not trying to or thinking about it. It's just, I don't know. Stuff happens. It's always you get alone, y'all talking, y'all see each other, y'all go to event parties, whatever. And that's where the part that Darnell comes in with me. Like, I'm a male, they have female. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, we got a lot in common because we so cool. And then, boom, you know, like it's not some evil thing that I'm trying to do as a man. It just happened.
But okay, I
No,
understand what you're saying. I mean, I understand what you're saying. It's just, in fact, I mean, that's the best situation that best way to be in a relationship is when you're first friends, and then something happens down the line. In fact, yeah, but to the point where you can't be in a that more than likely if you're in a room with somebody there. I mean, and it's weird because to me it's easy. It's like there's just certain things that have a person has to have specifically that I like for me to be in that mode. And I think really we're finding out that that's the core issue with relationships today. So all these things, so we're getting somewhere here because all these things we're talking about a woman being fit, feminine, friendly, and submissive, that's really out the door. The problem is that men in general, and I believe you guys are, you're not horrible guys. Just the problem is that men in general think let things get sexual with somebody they may not be compatible with, you know, and that's how we start getting these situations where, you guys were careful. A lot of other women, a lot of other the dudes who might go through what you're going through were not, if you know what I mean. I'm saying they were careless. You weren't. How many kids do you have, Darnell?
0.
Okay. There you go. I mean, like how about you, Deontay?
I don't have any.
There you go. At least, hey, I applaud you for at least being careful. Thank you. I'm sincere too.
It wasn't always easy, DJ, but I
Wait,
can't.
you didn't ask Tevin. You didn't ask Tevin.
Tevin,
Huh?
how many kids you got?
0.
There we go. Careful men. I mean, believe it or not, listen closely, fellas. You are better men than probably 80% of the other men out there just because you were careful. I mean, whether we like what you say or not, or whether we like your ideologies, that's different. But as far as at least you took care of women. You took care of women better than most men. You see, do you understand my point of view? At least you didn't leave them a care package.
Oh, DJ, yeah, I understand what you're saying, man. But I
Yeah.
just was hoping that you also understood what we were saying too. Like it's sometimes these things just happen. I mean, I gotta tell you, like, just to be honest with you, personally, probably 3 out of every 10 women that I ever try to talk to, I get a rejection from. Right? That means, and this is what happened to me just personally, more than half of the women that I ever been with or whatever, they the ones who initiated, and
Right.
some of them were the girls I was talking about, ones who we started off as just being cool, like and one of the reasons why we ended up becoming so cool And just being totally honest too, is like I just didn't think that I was gonna be able to get with him like that, so I just didn't pursue it. We was just cool. But over time, I mean, I just can't explain it. I mean, I don't need to explain it. All of us is human. Everybody in the chat know what I'm talking about. Like it happened to you at some point with somebody, like it just happens.
Yeah. Yeah. Sean had 2 kids by marriage. That is definitely on a different level. I mean, hey, that's what you're supposed to, what it's all about. That's the number one thing why men and women get married is to have children. So that's the proper time. But, I don't know. It's just like, I think that's the problem we have is that's the primary problem is that, we are not selective enough to or careful enough. Either way, hey, if you guys want to get intimate with somebody, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem is that at least the problem is for other men, not you guys, because you took care of and it's sad for me to have to say that, yeah, you took care of those ladies by not making them pregnant when you didn't want to, right? But that's how it is these days. That's how freaking bad it is for women out there. Because really at the end of the day, it's the man. If this is a matriarchy, patriarch, whatever it is, it's the man that's supposed to take care of the woman, even in dating. Even in dating, a man is supposed to take care of the woman. And if you're not supposed to be pregnant and you don't want to have a kid, don't give the woman a kid. And a lot of men are getting really careless like that to the point where now it's a normal thing, But let me go ahead and play this Cam Newton clip. So you guys are kind of, well, let me play it.
You have any platonic relationships in your life right now? With a woman? Yeah. No. Is that by choice? I'm not about to be around no woman platonically. Listen. We gotta unpack this, Cam. Why? Because I'm not about to play them type of games. Is it self-control? Call it what you want. I'm asking. Call it, it may be self-control. I'm asking. If she fine, I'm not about to have.
I think it is. I think it has a lot to do with that Cam has sexuality issues and he needs to prove himself any opportunity he gets. And I think there's a lot of men who think like that too. What y'all think? You can argue with me. I think that's what it is. I think a lot of men, they have sexuality issues and they have to prove themselves whatever opportunity comes up whether they vet the woman or not.
There are some men like that, that's definitely for sure. And I hate to say this, but even some men that are closeted, they especially, it's like, I don't know, it's just weird. They gotta, they have to, because I guess society expects them to be with a woman or something like that, but I'm not going to go into that. But the thing is that, I'll say this: when it comes to being, as far as having a platonic relationship with a woman, it's hard. And I'm not even saying from a standpoint of you get attracted to a woman or she gets attracted to you. Mm-hmm. It's just literally like I've had platonic relationships with women, and 9 times out of 10, it was always somebody on the outside that would mess things up because they would see us spending time together and, oh, I saw you with so-and-so. Oh, so-and-so gave you a ride and all this other stuff. Okay. And I think the societal pressure, like when I was in the Army, there was a woman, she invited me to her home, for lunch, it wasn't a sexual thing, she was just a coworker and invited me, to her home. Somebody, I guess, saw me get in her car or whatever and assumed we had some kind of thing. And it wasn't just that. I had another woman that she worked S1, you know. People were spreading rumors her and I were sleeping together, and that wasn't the case. You know, for whatever reason, DJ, it's like, I don't know what it is, but this is why I just don't like having platonic relationships. And it's not even just that. I've tried to have platonic relationships even with lesbian women that, you know, coworkers that, they're basically one of the guys. And even then, I'll tell you about them. A lot of times, you got to be very careful because they'll stab you in the back. They'll stab you in the back real quick. They'll be talking crap about you and all this other stuff. So you got to be real careful with some of the lesbian, women. But other than that, it's like. That's what I said.
I just got 53 eyes. Like what?
I mean,
let me play this clip. Here we go.
Have her around playing like I don't think that she's attractive. Is it possible to think someone's attractive and still behave yourself? Yes. Do you have control of them thoughts? Yes. But I'm not about to play them games. What game is it? The game of saying, hey, we're not about to be friends. I don't have good.
You know something? It's just funny to me, and I'll tell you why. I was working this assignment, and I was working in this place where all the girls were fine. They were all fine. But you know what I thought about? I need this fucking money. I'm not doing anything up in this motherfucker to get, because I got bills to pay. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's smart, DJ. Very smart.
And but yeah, I mean, the thing is I'm telling you, where I was at, everybody, I mean, not everybody, because but let's put it this way, plenty were fine. Let me put it that way. And the thing is that I didn't have a problem with that. I didn't have a problem being platonic or friends with them because, I ended up getting more gigs from being friends with them. You see what I'm saying? And so that's why the thing is that I think a lot of men, they fall into that situation where, because remember now, if you're accepting everything that's thrown at you or that you go after, then you start burning up, what I call success time that you need to dedicate towards being successful. It becomes, do you want to be around women? Do you want to sleep with women? Or do you want to be a success and find one special person for your life or whatever, or at least give it a try, right?
Well, that's where I'm sorry.
And I think that's where a lot of men are dropping off, is that, a lot of men, they spend a lot of time, and if you've noticed, that's what the manosphere is all about, trying to figure out women, or think they figure out women, or control women, when quite honestly, you have a shitload that you need to get done yourself. It's like, think about it. You need to be asleep 8 hours. You need to work 8 hours. So you're only left with 8 hours to do something with your fucking life. If you're spending all that time, chasing women, which is, as you know, it's a lot of time, then where are you going to go in life? Same job. Maybe you get lucky. Maybe you get lucky and you lucked out and got it in a younger age. You lucked out and got a gainfully, paying job when you were young. Or like Antron, you get lucky and lucky, unlucky. I don't think you really, lucky, unlucky, and a relative leaves you something. But that's where I think a lot of younger men and men in general, where we're missing, we're not supposed to be mating as much as we're mating, if you know what I mean. We're supposed to be that mating time that we're spending 4 hours of that 8 hours that we have left chasing after women or with women, is eating up a time where we could have been made ourselves a success, and women would have been coming to us whenever. You see what I'm saying? When we're successful and we're ready to go. And I think that's what a lot of men, they get the cart before the horse, in the matter of speaking. They want to have the women before they have the success.
Yes.
And a lot of other cultures, they focus on success first. Oh, and it's, look, and I mean, whether it's a Nigerian men, Asian men, Caucasian men, they're more focused on being successful first. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of those men in those demographics that just want sex or just want women. But for the most part, they feel like shit if they're not a success. In fact, if correct me if I'm wrong, it's very common in like Japan or in China where dudes be jumping off of roofs if they lose their job or if they don't get a promotion or something like that. That don't mean we're lucky enough we don't have that problem, but at the same time, we don't have the energy and the pulse to say, look, I want to be a rocket scientist. Look, I want to be a lawyer. Look, I want to be a doctor. That's why the few doctors and lawyers in Man of the Manosphere, they think they the shit. When really, quite honestly, they're average at their job. They're not good. Because if you're a good lawyer, you don't have the time to be on YouTube. Not like these dudes. These dudes are on YouTube like they a fucking YouTuber first and a lawyer second.
Well, more than likely, DJ, that's probably because they're not really lawyers or doctors or whatever. They might have went to medical school, dropped out. You got to remember these guys. A lot of times they're frauds, and just to your point, I agree with you wholeheartedly when you said that a lot of dudes, and I think this is a problem, especially in your 20s. A lot of dudes, you're chasing women rather than, your career, and making money, chasing security. That's your goal. Women come second. Your goal is.
Sorry to interrupt, but check out this comparison I got right here. We got Cam Newton on the screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he played pretty good. He played pretty good football and everything, but he's pretty. They retired him very early. I mean, he was mid-30s, right? You got guys almost 50 now. You got Aaron Rodgers out there almost 50 and shit, right? So it's not his age, but think about it. He went around chasing women, right? And you have to ask yourself this. If he put in that much time, instead of having all these women and having all these kids, right? And he put in that playbook time, right? You think he'd still be playing? What do you think?
No. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Cam Newton retired himself from the NFL. And it's not because he wasn't good enough. And I mean, I guess you could kind of say the women, but Cam Newton is an immature, ignorant person. None of the teams in the league wanted to have an immature, childlike person at quarterback, the most important position in all sports.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The highest paid position in football. Like that, they're not about to pay this dude $100 million for just 3 or 4 years, because that's what the market is now for them quarterbacks, basically. And he up here acting like a kid. So he blew the opportunity. And even this interview he did right here, like he's being really ignorant up here talking about, I can't even work with a place with a woman that's beautiful because my mind. All right, first off, he's lying because he be on First Take all the time with Stephen A. Smith, and I forget the woman's name who does like the host of the show, but I know he's not trying to holler at her every 10 seconds because he want to make the money. So he just the ignorant ass person for real.
Yeah, I was working with some dude. He got let go because he kept chasing this one woman around and just wouldn't let it go.
Yep.
Yeah,
Lost some good
the
money.
problem.
Lost
That's the
some
problem.
good money.
I've seen it.
When you let that affect your work, because it's like I don't know if you ever seen that Chris Rock movie. I think I Love My Wife. He had an issue in that movie like that, and his boss told him something that I can never forget. He said, "You'll lose a lot of money chasing women, but you'll never lose women chasing money." And I was like, "Oh yeah, you got now that was some bars right there."
Yep.
But
absolutely.
To me, I'm not going to say that Cam wouldn't have. I think Cam could have bought himself if Cam controlled his ego. I think that's what you're saying. That's what you're saying, Deontay. If he could control his ego and focus more on the books, I think he might have bought himself a couple more years. I'll say that much. I ain't going to say that, he would have been like starting for some team, right? But he would have bought himself some more years and maybe been a backup.
I gotta disagree, DJ. You gotta remember, black quarterbacks do not last, especially the ones that are scrambling quarterbacks, do not last long in the league. They last like running backs.
Cam would have lasted though, because Cam ran a lot. He did, but he wasn't like these other dudes. Cam was 6'5", 250.
Right.
He hurts.
Yeah.
He got drafted.
He's like a linebacker. He's like a linebacker quarterback. Yeah.
This would have been Cam's 15th year in the league if he would have still been playing.
But you remember Dante Culpepper? He retired the same age Cam Newton did.
No, but he had to retire though. He wasn't the same. Like Cam Newton didn't have to retire. He didn't. I don't even know if Cam actually even retired officially.
No, he didn't retire. Just nobody wanted him.
Yeah, nobody. Because it was like you stated. Earlier this season, he was complaining because the Colts had pulled what's his name out of retirement, Phillip Rivers, and didn't call him. Yeah. Cam still works out and everything. Nobody's going to touch him.
Cam is a beast. If the thing the problem with Cam is what we see in Cam now is that, and the thing is believe it or not, I was a super duper Cam Newton fan, but after seeing him when he did this show and the way that he behaved, and I will give him some latitude just because, okay, well, you're a football player. You guys are supposed to be, woman, yeah, but at the same time, he's just too messy. I mean, he's messy in his personal life, and obviously that must have played out on the field because before I was like, damn, why don't they give Cam a chance? Now it's like after seeing him on TV for a couple of years, I'm like, okay, I see why. Because it's not like you can change yourself from the, and he's messy. He's messy. He doesn't show a sense of loyalty towards anybody. So maybe that's what I missed, what I didn't see in the locker room. Just because he's not loyal to women doesn't mean he's not loyal to men too. You know what I mean? So,
he definitely wasn't loyal to the game. That's for sure. I mean, in the beginning, DJ, I gotta say, when it came to Cam, I always felt like, because I don't know if you remember, but he was getting a lot of heat for his touchdown celebrations and stuff, and I felt that was unfair. And he even pointed out that Aaron Rodgers had his discount double check move, because Cam Newton used to do that Superman
Right.
You know, and everyone say, "Oh, you're too cocky. You're too cocky." And I ain't gonna lie, I was on Cam Newton's side. I was not a Cam Newton fan, but I was on his side. But I gotta admit, you know, listening to this man the past couple years, yeah, I mean, if I was the owner of a NFL team franchise, you know, I wouldn't want him on my team. He's a liability.
Right. Right. Yeah, and Sean brings up a good point, and actually, this is a good example where we have Tom because he brings up Tom Brady. He said Tim Brady, but it's Tom Brady. Didn't get divorced over a younger woman. His ex wanted him to retire. Yeah, and he didn't. Yeah, I remember she gave him some kind of ultimatum, and he said, "Fuck it, I'm a football player."
It was over before that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was over before that, DJ. I mean, the Brazilian jiu-jitsu dude.
Yeah, the jiu-jitsu dude. She had been cheating on time with that dude for a while. Like, yeah, she just wanted. Look, it's okay. She just wanted to be out of it. Like, you know, what's up? But like, because I never believed that when it first. I was like, she did not divorce him over him playing one more year. She understands that he's an athlete. He'll never be able to do this again once he's done. She can keep modeling forever. Look at Helen Mirren, the English chick. She's like 74 and still modeling for Maybelline. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't play ball when he's 70-something years old. So you gotta let them. So you see Savannah on trip that LeBron's still playing. You know, let these dudes play till they can't no more. They're gonna still retire. That wasn't why she divorced him. She was done with time. You know, but the other ones, they are the other ones. They divorce their wives though for younger chicks though. So I said what I said.
Let's play a little bit more of this Cam Newton and see what we got here. I still need to do Mcnutt, but we're gonna do Mcnutt tomorrow because I don't want to be up all night. So Mcnutt, I'm gonna do a live stream on Mcnutt.
Is that praise be to God? Praise be to God.
Yeah,
I gotta do it for that.
You mean
that.
for praise for glory, right?
I can't say.
Praise for glory. Like you said, praise to glory.
No. Glory to God. That's what he said. Glory to God.
Yeah, glory to God. 150 times at least.
Good-looking women that's friends around me. So no, just all the. Do you have any ugly ones? I gotta ask. I don't even have women friends, bro. Respectfully. Why? I don't. And I understand you saying you're not finna play this game, but Cam, you're a smart man. I'm gonna need you to go deeper than that.
Yeah, we're gonna.
It's a. I know me. There's. You know you. Okay.
Glory to God.
I know me. And what that mean? That means.
Glory to God.
Means if I'm around a woman long enough, I'm going to find something good in her that attracts me.
Glory to God.
Okay, and when you're attractive, what then happens?
Glory to God.
You're attractive, what then happens? Sex.
Glory to God.
Brother Torch has been converted.
I'm gonna save that for tomorrow.
He's been converted. We got Brother Torch.
Oh, God damn, Cam. Cam, this is a bigger issue than I thought we had. So understanding that I know what's to come from a platonic situation, I don't even play. No, I don't do that. Baby, you too fine for me. We're not doing that. Interesting. No. So okay. If I take the word friendship,
who's he talking? Who's this person right here? You guys know?
Oh, I don't know. I do like to
give him props for having, you know, he seems to be at a higher level than Cam. I give him props for that.
Well, I do like the fact that at least Cam can, at least he admitted that he tells the girl straight up that we can't even date, like, you know, it's not going to happen, the friendship, because I'm going to be trying to chase after you. So, you tell her up front.
Yeah.
Off the table, do you have platonic relationships in your life that involve women? I just told you, I don't have no attractive woman that I'm cool with that I do not have plans on stabbing.
Now, Cam Newton got a lot of backlash for that. And is he just telling the unadulterated truth and people are uncomfortable with that? Or do
No,
you
I think it's not that he's telling the truth. I think it's how vehement, how he's like saying that he just can't be around a woman, period, and not see her as a sexual object. That's the problem.
But he didn't just say,
If you notice,
women.
his situation is different than yours. He's basically saying, if you look good, I can only see you one way, and that's it. While you guys are saying, at least you got to get to know the person, and then if you hit it off, and then things lead on. You see what I'm saying? You see the difference?
Yeah, he's he said attractive. He kept saying that. So one thing he's saying that if he's not attracted to the chick or if she's not attractive, then he can be cool with her. The part that's kind of crazy to me is that he says that he can't be around an attractive chick that he don't plan on hitting or whatever, right? So
right.
Most men, I'm pretty sure, right? When you see an attractive woman, you obviously recognize it, and somewhere in your mind, at some point, you might not have a full fantasy play out about it in your mind, but you think about, the sexual implications, whatever. But that don't mean that you act on 'em or even speak on 'em. You
Right.
just keep living your life, doing your thing, whatever it is.
Right.
Now I can understand that, but he's saying straight up, every attractive chick he see, he plan on hitting. So he that could cause a lot of issues for you socially, Cam. Like probably
It
why
might
you
have
got
been why he lost his job. You never know. He might have
why
been
you got
trying
all
to
these
hit on
kids.
somebody's some GM's wife or something, for all we know. I mean,
you never know.
Think about it. Would you really want somebody who thinks like him around? Let's say you're a coach. Would you really want him around where you got, some decent looking women around? And it sounds like to me he was doing search and destroy, where like he would just, if there was a woman who was decent looking, he would just want to sleep with her.
Well,
And
actually,
that'll get you fired faster than having a bad knee in football.
well, DJ, that's where I got to give you some pushback because I honestly, I don't think the NFL owners really care, and I say that because one, Stephon Diggs. Everybody knows about Stephon Diggs.
You see the problem they had. Quite honestly, they were just trying to get 1 year out of Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs has a reputation that followed him ever since he was on the Vikings. He's always been a hoe. And believe it or not, you never know. It might have been why he had such a bad game in the Super Bowl, and all he needed to do was catch one or two good balls, and they might have won. So his hoism might have lost the football game.
But here's the thing, DJ. You remember the Cowboys back in the 90s?
Yeah.
Yeah, you had Nate White Girl Newton, Michael Cokehead Irvin. I mean, come on, man. They had a place. They go ahead.
Why do you brought that up? Because do you remember the time when Irving got in trouble? It was just a couple years back.
Yeah.
But hold on.
But that was long after he had retired.
I don't think he did anything wrong. At the very most, I think he did maybe a little bit of flirting. But man, he remembered he literally lost, Shannon Sharp money for a while until he won his case.
Yeah, but here's the thing, DJ, is when he played, like I said, the thing,
right?
They were amazing, but I'm just saying the owners did not care. Like these guys had a get out of jail free card.
Well, that was a very unique situation though with the Cowboys in the '90s with Jerry Jones. But just overall, you are right though.
Jerry's a hoe too. Jerry's a hoe too. Jerry might be in the Epstein files. So
they don't care about if these guys go out here and got 100 girlfriends and 15 kids with 20
Yeah.
women. They don't care about that. All they care about is that you don't
I'll
get
be
in
honest
trouble with
with you. I'll be honest with you. I know some people who know some people know some people. It is a little bit of a concern because what happens is that stuff catches up with a lot of players and they start and their production drops.
Mm-hmm.
as
And
long as you produce on the field and don't have any
right.
criminal cases, they
how Diggs got his gig with the Patriots is number one. The Patriots don't have a great track record for players anyway, if you remember back. But they just needed a year. That Diggs is the 2025 version of Randy Moss. They knew they were only going to get a year or two out of him. For some reason, they just know that that behavior would kick in, right?
Mm-hmm.
But and that's the problem. That's why Diggs will never be a franchise player because he's too much of a hoe.
It's not about him doing it. It's about him choking the girl and getting a criminal case for assault. It ain't about him.
It's part of being a hoe. He a hoe.
A lot of a lot of these guys. Tyreek Hill's got like 11 kids. A lot of these guys
and
in the pros.
he choked women too.
A lot of these guys in the pros have a lot of children. Okay,
but just 1 second, Deontay. It ain't like the Cheetah's having a great career himself. He's already been dropped by the Dolphins, which isn't a that's not bad, but you see what I'm saying? It's like, I guess what I'm saying is that if the Cheetah the Cheetah got on, don't get me wrong. I mean, they paid him more, so he went there. But the bottom line is that he held out so much that his production dropped. He wasn't the same Cheetah that was just ripping up the field when he was with the Kansas City. So I mean, he was the first year, maybe the first half year.
He wasn't the same.
He held out. And the thing is that I think these guys, I really think just as much as these guys might get injured and hurt and then get thrown, they leave the league because, they don't have it anymore. I think a lot of them, they hold themselves out. They hold themselves out.
I mean, I know what you're saying, man, with that, but it's a lot to go into that. Like, we know these guys because they like the stars of the league or whatever. We just talked about a few of them, but it's a lot of guys out there who playing in all of these sports who got a lot of kids. Okay, as long as you got the law or you producing, they cool.
Yeah,
but these guys are breaking the law.
I just think basically these. I don't know. We'll see. You know something? We'll have to wait until next season, but. I just think they put too much energy. I think that in general, especially the position we're in as men in our culture and in our race, we're putting in way too much energy into something that is a basic, natural, as you guys put it earlier, is natural. It's something we do. It's not like we get paid for the shit. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of times we need to really think about, if a man really wants to say, if you want to get respected, I think the best way to think of respect is like, hey, do I want to go to a strip club and then maybe hook up with some strippers, or do I want to spend that time, getting on this computer or in these books and getting paid more? Because getting on a computer or getting in some books is going to get you paid more. Very rarely, unless you sleep with the boss's wife, are you going to get a better job. You know what I mean?
Sleep with the boss's wife.
Are you going to get a better job from doing that, if you know what I mean?
While her husband watches.
Yeah, basically, you see my point. I know I kind of weave this into a career versus booty thing, but hey, I gotta try. You see what I'm saying? I think really if men focused less on trying to manipulate women into sex, these men would become more successful. That is my feeling. I truly do. Now, don't get me wrong. Some men are just plain stupid and they ain't nothing you can do. But for the most part, I think a lot of men, they give up what could be a promising career in something for booty. That's what I think. That's what we used to call it back in the day, not box. So I'm going old school, but that's what I think it is. That's the problem we're having. Because the thing is this, even if do you want a relationship or do you want just to keep having more sex? Even if you wanted to be with a woman, if you're just trying to have sex with that person instead of getting to know them, then 9 times out of 10, you're just going to waste your time because you haven't qualified them and they haven't. And so, and that's just the way it goes. Well, they got to qualify you too, of course. But, the thing is this, a lot of men, believe it or not, lose women by trying to be intimate with them too soon. Because those women are looking for the love of their lives. And then these guys are just looking for another piece. And that's ultimately why things are the way they are in our situation.
A lot of women are looking for men for what they can get out of them too. You can't forget about that part.
Well, there is that, but you have to be in a certain environment to meet those types of women. Let's say you were and the funny thing is this is quite honestly, believe it or not, most men meet most other races of men at least. I'll say most men in general, even black men. We meet our future wives usually around our job or at our job.
That's not the place to go looking for women, though.
Believe it or not, you don't go looking though. That's the key.
Yeah.
You don't go looking. You go looking for your next paycheck.
Yeah.
Let me make that clear. You go looking for your next paycheck, but the thing is that it's around your job and at your job. And the reason why I say around and at is because around your job are usually more jobs, are usually people who do the similar thing you do and are in the similar mind frame and mindset that you are in, which means there's at least some starting compatibility there.
I know what you mean, DJ.
If you go to a strip club, these dudes are going to strip clubs expecting to wife a woman or something like that. And it's crazy. Like one dude, who's the boxer, Tank, whatever his name is, who choked some woman because he thought she was cheating, and they had already broke up.
No, I didn't. That's crazy.
So, I have one. Yeah, Sean's asking, none of you guys famous that? I have one. I have a genius. But no, but just think about it. I think that's, that's the focus is right there. Is like basically the thing is this. We are putting way too much effort into not women, but the physical aspect. That's the issue. If you're looking for love, you can find love. You can find love, but you got to look for love. You got to be willing to look for love. You got to be, and that takes compatibility first. Nobody wants to do that. Not in the red pill world. Because if you've noticed, the red pill world, they're focused most on manipulating women. That's their first, or men. Can't get that. You can't get away from that. Some of these dudes, they want men, but you know, they're on the under. But I was talking to some Ali dude. He's one of Anton's, crew. And he had a debate because they were having this conversation about manipulating. And he was saying, yeah, you got to manipulate her to be on your side or be on your team. It's like, shit, that should have been natural, bro. And he got all mad. I said, look, if you got to manipulate somebody to do something for you, you're with the wrong person. But that's what they're taught. That's what they're taught. Maybe that's what he was taught when he was a younger kid. And that's pimp shit. So anyway, let me try to play a little bit of this Cam Newton. Then we'll talk a little bit more, and then we'll go from there. Here we go.
Y'all feel like he's foul because Cam does have 9 children, right? And
9.
He's saying that when he gets along with these women who, quote unquote, was supposed to be platonic, supposed to be friends, he finds himself going too far, or not even too far, but him and the other party end up engaging in certain acts that make it, beyond just a platonic relationship. And let's define that. AI overview from Google says a platonic relationship is a close relationship, affectionate bond between people that lacks romantic or, intercourse, intimacy, whatever. It is characterized by a deep emotional connection, mutual respect, and support, often described as non-romantic friendship.
And see, that's the thing and this is the problem right here. I don't know if you see me outlining it, but I'm outlining deep emotional connection. And this is a platonic relationship. That's why Cam Newton can't even relate, because he doesn't even have a deep emotional connection with any of his baby moms. So it was never there. He's basically, I guess, what do you call it, a buck, whatever. And that's the problem that a lot of men have. If you can't have a deep emotional connection, the ironic thing about it is this: if you notice the elements on here, the elements that make you an amazing husband or amazing wife is a part of the platonic mindset. It's unique, and it sounds crazy because I know you guys are like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? This is what I'm talking about. In a relationship that's fulfilling, for real, and everything, where you guys are going, your husband, wife, there's got to be a certain level of platonic vibe to be friends, to be teammates, have somebody. That's how you truly have somebody's back, is that whether they're giving you some or not, you're going to be there for them. And that's what platonic, and that's what a lot of men are missing, is that. Because if you can't be platonic with a woman, then you can't be in a relationship, because that's part of being in a relationship. You're going to get some. Don't get me wrong. Look. We all know that Clay gonna get some. You know what I mean? Clay gonna get some, and that's the way it is. But if you watch what they do a lot of platonic things together. They might cook together. They might go out on the boat. They go fishing together. They play golf together. You see what I'm saying? A lot of dudes, they can't even do that. All they do, they're like them dogs that just hump everything that they see, a tree, box. cat, other dog, you know, and that's the problem. I'm telling you, that's the problem right there. That's the problem because you otherwise think about it. If all you think about is you know with your significant other is you know box, right? Then you start getting bored and then what happens? You cheat. But if you are with somebody who's truly interesting to you, even when you are not in box mode, you are more apt to be a loyal person. I ain't going to guarantee shit, but you're going to be more apt to be loyal. I'm telling you, that's why Cam is a shitty boyfriend because he doesn't have that component. He doesn't have the friendship component. There's times when you're in a relationship, you got to be a friendship. You got to be friends for a minute, you know, do your things, you know, go out there, golf, have your things, have compatible things you can be compatible with. And then you can get intimate and everything with like that. But it's not supposed to be just what your fucking relationship is built on. You know, I said what I said. It says, DJ, even the old men still have that mindset. And the mindset of Cam. True. Exactly. And that's the thing. I said what I said. That's the sad thing is like, see, and when it's built in, when it's programmed in these men, it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. And so, yeah, it's in that. Okay, well, let me, you know something? Let me calm down for a minute. Whew. I'll let you guys talk. I'm going to shut up for a minute. I'm going to shut up. I've been ranting for 15 minutes straight. Yeah, I'll play some more of this video. Here we go. So anyway, let me.
These relationships are aimed at companionship without the pressure of romance or physical attraction. And a lot of times, when I look at that definition, you know, all right, the mutual respect is cool, but when you have an affectionate bond, you provide support at different times. People oftentimes catch feelings, and some people can't handle that. Some people feel like, you know, we're getting too close. What are we, right? Because I think you can pass the line of support that you would give a friend. You know, that's not saying people can't walk that line, but that is a fine line sometimes. So let's get into what these young ladies had to say in response to Cam.
All right, I just went viral for saying I don't have platonic friends that are women.
Yes, I saw that.
Is there a reason that we're saying platonic? Just out of curiosity.
What's wrong with platonic?
Because I thought it was platonic. Am I wrong or right?
Remember when she was on when Cam was on making a fool of himself with that other woman, the rapper, what was her name? The scientific one, the one who had a science PhD or something, and he kept making up words, eclectic and everything. This is a perfect example, ladies and gentlemen. Do not blame these women. They're not trying, just because they're better educated than Cam, don't think they're trying to roast Cam. They're just trying to clear up words. This woman is exactly right. It's not platonic, it's platonic.
No, you say tomatoes or tomatoes?
Eclectic.
You say pecan or
eclectic? She roasted them. She roasted them. Oh, you better watch out. See, I'm telling you, y'all look, black women are sharp. You better watch yourself.
Yeah, like we over here acting like we all graduated from college with doctors and masters and PhDs. And
I'm just kidding. But I was asking if there was a joke that I'm missing out on.
No, it's platonic.
Okay, go ahead.
What would you like me to say it? How would you like it?
Just say what you want to say.
Platonic.
Play with it.
So with your man, can he have platonic relationships with other women?
Absolutely.
Okay, how are you identifying platonic?
They have never played with that Gucci.
I thought you was gonna say with that tonic.
You know, they don't do that. You know, but yeah, I don't, because I have platonic male friends, and it's never been like, I have a platonic friend that I met when I was 15, my best friend, and
He's straight.
He's straight, and he's now my brother-in-law. Never hit on me, always protected me, never was like that. Him and my sister have been together for years. I have a lot of.
That's a different dynamic.
It's not.
It's
He was
not a
my.
different dynamic. See, Cam doesn't get it. You know, just because somebody is married or with somebody doesn't make them, you know.
Brother before he even knew my sister.
Yeah, that's.
But go ahead.
That's a little. I don't know, DJ. That one is just a little bit different because, like, okay, for example, I am cool
Wait, Deontay,
friends.
sorry to interrupt. Deontay, we earlier tonight, we were talking about Anton Daniels married and Mika married. That didn't seem to stop them.
No, I'm not talking about that. He's saying she's been friends with her brother-in-law. Who, I mean, she said she knew him before the sister did. I can understand that because you probably they could have grew up together, went to school together, whatever. But he probably like, I mean, all of my brothers and my cousins, my male cousins who have wives, I'm cool with all their wives. Like I got their numbers. We talk sometimes. I mean, like it's nothing, you know. So I mean, I didn't count them when I was talking about the platonic because I didn't even think about that. Like I don't think of them as friends though. They like they family. They my sister-in-law people. You know what I'm saying? So I do understand what like he mean by that one. I'm
So
not
you
saying
didn't
I.
give yourself enough credit. Deontay, you didn't give yourself enough credit because these days you see how these people are. Family members are not. You see what I'm saying? They
Yeah, I'm fine.
so give yourself credit. So you do have platonic female friends then. There you go.
Yeah, but
You
my
just weren't
friends.
giving yourself credit for it.
But listen, they my family though. Like so
They're
what I'm
family
saying is
now. They're your family now, but
yeah,
you know,
and okay, I'll tell you this one too. Just me because I know a lot of dudes. Some dudes are different. Uh, I have my brothers have ex girlfriends who they don't deal with no more. My cousins, right? And I know them girls. Like I've never wanted to mess with any of my brothers or cousins' exes before. Like never.
there you go again. There you go again. I know it sounds like I know where you're coming from because you're saying, well, that's supposed to be normal. You're not supposed to, you know, those are just things you just don't do, right? But you don't understand today's bandits. That ain't the same. It's like that. It's just not the same. You see what I'm saying? So you can do it. You can do it. You do. We got to give Deontay a hand of applause. He actually, you know, can be platonic.
You know what's jacked up about that is now that you got me thinking. You know, you right, DJ. Maybe that is just me because I know a few dudes who done mess with they brothers and all kind of stuff. Like didn't even So this is
You want to know something? It's some of the most when it comes to cheating. It's some of the most common types of cheating. It's either with a family member, a friend's, you know, ex, or a friend's wife, whatever. That is, unfortunately, these days, it's extremely common. Extremely common. So, Deontay.
I think it's the proximity thing, DJO, because he's like we said, most relationships have to come from people you either meet at school or at work because you're always around them, you get to know them. It's the same thing with the family. Like people who do that weird messing with each other's spouses, exes, whatever, you know, of their family members, because they're always around each other. They see each other all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a different dynamic.
It's not though, because I knew him like years before him and my sister got together.
Okay, platonic to me is, first off, a working relationship. If I work alongside, as you've seen beautiful women,
Very
here.
beautiful women. Black women, might I add.
Correct. That I work alongside with. That's not platonic. That's a working relationship.
Okay.
So
that's platonic. Unless he's sleeping with them.
When I say platonic, we have no business to be had together. It's just, yo, I seen you at the gym. Yo, what's up? You good? You straight? I'm just checking in on you. Like that, I don't have those.
Oh, yeah, I have those.
Yeah. Like, but to me, can I be honest?
Please.
When men say that they can't have platonic relationships with women, that makes me feel like you don't look at women as human beings.
Right. There we go. Ding, 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 ding. Exactly.
We're going to move forward from this point, but I did want to stop right there.
Okay, I got to stop right there too. You guys got any last words to say before we call it a night? It's I've been out here and y'all kept me on here an hour and a half longer. I still got to do Epstein Island again tomorrow, so I need to save some energy.
Epstein Island, man. This was a real interesting, man. Had me thinking about a lot of stuff tonight, you know. But yeah, I just want to say, Cam, ignorant as hell. I knew that from the first interview I heard him do when he got to Auburn about 16 years ago. So, and he still is to this day. But God bless him. No, glory to God. You know what I'm saying? And I just got one more. I just want to say something to Darnell real quick. What he was saying way earlier about his experience with his lesbian friend. You know, I had a friend that was a lesbian too, Darnell, and let's just say I found out that she wasn't always lesbian. It happens. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I got to say, DJ. Thanks.
Thank you. So, Darnell, how about you? What are your last statements for the night? Oh, he's asleep. Well, everybody, let me go ahead and hit the beat. All right, here we go.
J Torch and friends. It's about to go down, baby. Yeah.
I said what I said. Says glory to God, Deontay. Shout out to Deontay. Devin, are you there? Dev's asleep too. Shout out to Tevin, Darnell. I said what I said. Miss Alto. Sean, thanks for coming through. It's good seeing you.
Voices are warm, the vibe is clear.
Of course, Miss RV. Tiffany. Henry Mars.
Hearts open wide when the love goes round. DJ Torch and friends, it's about to go
Of course, you can catch us on replay. I'd like to thank everyone spending this Saturday night with me. And the crew, and the friends. Red Pill. Shout out to Red Pill Atheist. All right, everybody. Good night, everybody. Enjoy your evening. Let's take it out. All righty.